evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of TCH Live. It's the big one tonight, baby. 25, 25, 50, three-blind structure, no limit hold'em. Live from Texas Card House, Dallas. It's Ben K with you finally after a couple weeks out for various reasons. Happy to be back in the booth. And I've got Derek Data Ing with me. How's it going, Derek?
Good. How are you, Ben?
I'm good, man. I
missed you last week. I mean, I know the weather kind of held you home for a little bit.
I was, in a past life, I was a warrior, and I did not treat the ice storm as a warrior would. I totally, chickened out driving on the ice.
It's definitely not worth risking your life or your vehicle. You know, it's
right.
kind of a pain to
and for our northern viewers, it's probably a joke thinking about how Dallasites handle even remotely cold weather, but
we're just not equipped for it.
We're not equipped, but we made it through. Hope everybody out there is having a good week so far. It's only Tuesday, but you made it to TCH Live night, so that's a win. Thanks for tuning in and subscribing and hitting that like button for us on the way in. As I said, it's Ben K and Data in the house with you. And we've got two-card game going straight away as Hallie's got ace-queen off under the gun +1. I still need to verify if it's Hallie or Holly. I say Hallie, but anyways.
Actually, while we were getting doing the intro for the whole thing, we just completely missed JD flopping a straight.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I was not paying
No.
attention.
I only just noticed at the end when the hand was over.
The one job we had to do.
No. I only just noticed it because it was the very tail end of it. I was like, oh, he flopped the nuts on the
Look at this flop. We've got Bond, who is a very dangerous player, flopping a pretty nice flush draw. Hallie with Broadway draw and backdoor ace-high flush. Bond is one of those guys that does not make many missteps in the gym or in the poker table. And he's going to check raise it right away with the queen-7 ball. It looks like, it's been a while since I've been back. We've got new graphics or something going on?
Yeah. No, I think these were introduced that weekend, I think, for the tournament. Or the weekend, maybe the weekend before.
Looking pretty saucy.
Yeah. A lot sharper, for sure.
Yeah, action is on Hallie, and he's just going to fold it, facing a check raise on a wet board. Bond's going to take it down. Hallie only, out a couple $100. Let me check on my chat pros. It's been too long. I've had some chat pro withdrawals. Make yourself. Did I say withdrawals?
Yes.
I'm going to say chat pro withdrawals. It's been a minute. Make yourself known. Rep it for your city. Hope everybody out there is enjoying the stream so far.
Yeah, a lot of regulars in here. PM, Renee, Doug R, Captain Underpairs. What's up, everyone?
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Graham Shatter, I see you. Rena Hewlin.
Ooh, someone's making air-fried chicken tonight.
Let's go. That's one of those things that is on my list of appliances I don't really need.
Honestly, I don't know how I can live without mine now. After
You're a believer?
I kind of just use it as like a microwave, essentially.
Okay.
So I'll reheat a lot of my foods in, like fries, pizza.
And it just makes it a little better than
it's just
micro.
And then if you ever get like fried chicken or something, it's just when you microwave the fried chicken, it gets all like soggy and stuff. But when you air fry it, it retains. Sometimes make it even crispier.
Ooh, I like that.
And it looks like Bond's going to flop a flush draw here with Kyle Z, top pair, decent kicker.
PM says, I played 2-5 today at TCH from 10 to 1, left up 500 big ones. Let's go. Always nice to book a winning sesh. Full buy-in at 2-5.
And Bond flopping another flush draw here. This time he's going to elect to just flat Kyle Z's bet here on the flop. Bond's going to go ahead and check it over here to Kyle Z.
Kyle Z, this man stays on this stream. I mean, when was the last stream he was not on? At least on a Tuesday night. Check the bet. Bond thinking about it. He's got hearts. He's just going to fold the king-high flush draw?
And he's going to fold it, yeah.
Okay.
I figured he'd at least call one more straight. I think he actually was getting somewhat a decent price there.
Again,
28,
these guys are not chumps when it comes to playing the two-card game. So it's all speculation from me about what's correct and what's not. I mean, these guys clearly have game. But as you and I sit at the 1-2 stakes, we're calling all day the flush draw.
I think in Bond's mind there, he was thinking it was probably a better play to either raise and take the betting lead on the river if he's trying to take down the pot.
Right.
Obviously, just calling and then breaking out on the river is like it's much harder to get Kyle off of hand. He gets some redemption here as he gets queens in the small blind.
Bond's got the ladies.
What was the one crazy bet where somebody had to be in the dark for the bathroom? He had to live in a bathroom.
Big 3-bet here as Moneymaker will let go of his king 10 hearts, probably the bottom of his raising range there.
So again, Bond knows something we don't. He just gets out of the way, not wasting any more dollars on that king high flush draw, picks up queens and takes it down.
Rather large 3-bet. I mean, it was about 6x.
Yeah, I mean it's super uncomfortable to play in the small blind regardless.
That's
so
fair. Yeah.
I'm team make it huge and just take it down.
Yeah, against a strong opponent like
Apparently the guy who won it, he didn't
like
know
Moneymaker.
he had gone on these
Right.
vacation retreats.
German
I guess his
Moneymaker
thought
in the
was,
house.
Yeah, I guess his thought was like if
Plenty of time, like,
he has a legit hand, he's probably going to 4-bet pretty large and he can just get away from it. And any other hands that just call, he's probably way ahead of.
Looks like maybe misdeal or something.
Last week I also like raised that raise.
Jim V here with his stack of black chips. Only black chips here tonight.
I like it, Jim V. He's got swagger. I don't know if y'all saw in the intro video that clip of JD winning a huge one against Phil. I would encourage everybody to check it out. The links are in the description of the stream. JD doing his. I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but it's a huge pot that he won last week.
Yeah, just click on the link.
Click on the link.
Yeah,
it's a fun one.
It's a good one.
You know, poker unfortunately is a zero-sum game, so one man's fortune is another man's terrible outcome. So not everybody can win, but it's an entertaining one for sure. Jack 9 v King Queen of Kyle Z. 9, 6, 7 top pair with a Jack for Jim V. Kyle Z wearing black tonight. Not sure what that means for his results. You know, he's usually
I think he runs good with his black shirt.
black shirt versus the gray shirt.
From what Ben and I have noticed.
That's right. Doug R even noticed it. I see Kylesey's sporting that classic no pocket tee.
They're like full clothes.
Very interesting play here for Jim. Looks like he's going to go for the raise with top pair, no kicker.
This is a high variance play, I think, because this is a very coordinated. I mean, you know, you got top pair.
A very much so see where you're at kind of raise.
Right.
Any kind of continue there from Kyle would probably mean alarm bells in Jim's head.
So he takes it down. Taking a look at the chip count, JD and Kyle Z. Bought in for the most. And the stacks will continue to grow tonight. We're here from 6 p.m. Central Time until 10. 4 hours of pretty huge stakes poker, if you ask me, as a normal person.
Yeah, I mean, last week we had a lot of people putting on the double straddles. I mean, it was going 25, 25, 50, 100, 200.
Yeah, that's
so
a big
it's
poker game.
Massive
That's a big poker game
Lots
anywhere
of
in the
dead money.
country. Beck's in the house.
Usually 5-10 in a lot of poker rooms around the country is the biggest game they run. So
Right.
it's very fortunate that we can have these kind of stakes here
Wow.
locally.
It's wild. Thanks for subscribing, Johnny Houston. Welcome. If you're out there lurking and watching, you too can subscribe for free. Helps the channel out a ton. Helps get the word out about TCH Live. Also gives you quick access to all of the content we're pushing out at TCH Live. And it's a lot. It's a lot of poker content.
So it seems like the original 4C is supposed to go to, I think, one of our favorites, Swirls. But I think he had some other obligations, and it looks like we might be filled in with Rom, which, I mean, cannot complain about that.
Always good for the game. This man's dangerous as well.
Great action, very sharp player. I think I saw that on the graphics there. JD gonna raise it under the gun with the queen jack off. Holly 3-betting to 500 on the button. Really good to throw this into your 3-bet range sometimes. These two connected hands. And he caught JD with the bottom of range there. He's going to take it out pre-flop. Kyle did have ace-queen off there. He could throw in the 4-bet there occasionally, but I think against a player like Holly, plays pretty snug. It'd be a losing play in the long run, I think.
Yeah. 25, 25, 50. Man, that inflation's a killer. It just amped the stakes of the Tuesday night game. It started out as like a 10-25 game at the early onset of this live stream, and now it's well into 3-blind, 25, 25, 50 territory with probably a straddle coming quickly.
I think it's just better for the dealer, too. I mean, they don't have to make change for
that.
that.
Green chip game.
Yeah, I mean, no one really has any red chips except just purely the tip. Or they don't use them unless they use them to tip.
Right.
We got some pocket pair on pocket pair violence here. All the red variety.
Oh, Kyle Z 3-betting to 600 in the big blind versus Bond under the gun +1 with the pocket 8s. It's two tough players against each other, both well now in a strange position with this board. King Jack Deuce, 2 spades. Kyle Z probably will feel compelled to continuation.
Yeah, as the pre-flop 3-better, he's going to bet this flop almost 100% of the time.
And Bond has an easy fold with the 8s, even if he's getting range bet there. 8s are no good, off enough to just make a fold there. The correct thing. Kyle Z taking one down. JD flicking the remote, as he is usually keeper of the remote. Putting on Planet Earth or whatever they watch down there.
Garza 512. I watched for Kyle Z. What's his poker vlog? I don't think he has a poker vlog, but
that's funny. That's funny how that's like the default. Like he must have a poker vlog, right? If he's playing high stakes.
No, I mean if he does, I will let you know. I'll ask him next time I talk to him. But if he doesn't, I guess I'll let him know that people would definitely watch it.
Yeah,
if he has some kind of vlog.
I've talked about this with Greg before.
JD would probably have so many viewers.
The way really to make it in this game is to put out some type of content. Like that's a really good way to hedge against the swings of poker. If you can have a channel that generates some kind of income, is super nice for your presence as a poker player.
Right, yeah, multiple streams of income.
Especially guys, I mean, if I was one of them, I would definitely leverage the exposure I've had on the stream. It's been popular guys like JD or Trick Time. Like if Trick Time did a vlog, bro, he'd have 100,000 subs just like that and would be making a few $1,000 a month, dude. Trick Time, if you're out there listening, I'll help you, bro, just for a percentage. Let's talk.
Well, and I think it'd be pretty easy to do it because I think like as long as you get permission from the TCH staff and whatnot, I'm sure they let them use the footage from the from the actual live stream and make it. Everything's already made up for you.
We're a vlogger-friendly crew over here at TCH because I mean we're all about the poker player and not about.
And it only helps promote the room anyways.
That's right, and that's why we've had Lexo, Brado, Andrew Nemi, Wolfgang, Sam Clark Poker, like all these vloggers come through. I mean, the next gen boys, like the next gen boys live here now. Ace Jack 6, 2 hearts, and aces and 6s for Bex. And Bond flops a pretty good ace with a 10.
Beck's going to go ahead here and donk out.
Make a hand, bet your hand.
And I think that's a fine play here, especially with 2 hearts on the board. You don't want to check over to Kyle, let him get a free card with a flush draw.
Yeah, he's going to try to take Bond to absolute value town. Business class ticket to the town of value.
Yeah, and this donk can be perceived as a lot of weakness a lot of times. Some flush draws trying to set their price.
Yep.
So this might put Bond in kind of a sticky spot here. I mean, he's got top pair, decent kicker on a very draw-heavy board.
And the pot is developing now. 2,500 in there, and it's going to be 3,700. Bex is going to try to, and he's got a boat. Hearts come in. And Bond might take this opportunity to represent a flush, but what do I know? He checks it over to Bex.
And Bex has a clear value bet here.
So now what do you do if you're Bex? Do you polarize and just rip it? But this looks 1,500. This is Value Nation. And Bond might just be able to get away with this.
I like the sizing a lot here, especially with the flush coming in here. You want to target the opponent's ace queen, ace king type of hands, maybe even ace jack. Though ace jack I think might raise the flop a lot of the time if multi-way. Having no hearts in his hand though doesn't block any flushes, so he might be able to find this fold.
Yeah, Bond's a really good player. He can find the fold.
And that's a great fold there by Bond.
That is a great fold, even for the price. I mean,
yeah, great bet,
1,500 to 152, and he finds a way to get out of the way because it's just very unlikely that Bex is bluffing there often.
Yeah, you're almost calling there just for a chop a lot of the time. And
that's not the kind of poker you want to be playing.
No,
in the long
absolutely
run.
not.
Laying a price to win half the pot.
And then we got Pez in the chat. What's up, chat? Or what's up, Pez?
Sir President, good evening. Sup, back at you.
What's up, everyone? Thank you all for joining us here on this high-stakes Tuesday night. 25, 25, 50 with the occasional $100 and $200 straddle. JC Sound Guy. Played with Kyle for years. He's not a guy that would want to be out there like a vlog would do, just not his style.
Yeah, he's a humble dude.
I could probably agree with that as
Slash, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess the stream gives away some of his game, but.
Oh, he's not worried about that at all. I've talked to him about it. He doesn't.
It's so hard for people to play optimally anyway.
Yeah, he already feels he plays balanced enough to where even if you know how he plays, like
he
it's
does
a
play
coin flip a lot
freaking
of time.
balanced.
Yeah.
3 ace queens. One in the muck after Kyle Z 4-bets to 1,100. And Jim V and Kyle Z might be on one here. 8,800 effective. Let's play a big one in the first hour.
That I mentioned earlier that he will sometimes 4-bet ace queen and exactly in the spot right here, choosing to do it in position.
Ace queen suited feels like there's plenty of potential. And
they're so deep right now.
How do you fold a suited ace queen?
I don't see Jim folding just yet. That price.
What sucks is when it comes 5, 6, 7 all diamonds, and you're like, well, I guess I gotta just check fold to Kyle Z.
And I think that's what he's thinking about right now. It's just even it comes a very dry flop where he has the potential of chopping with Kyle. Kyle's 4-bet range can be wide occasionally, like as we're seeing right now. But I mean, it's not. He'll 3-bet light a lot, but 4-betting a light not that often, as we've seen on stream. This is probably the absolute bottom of his 4-bet range.
So far, this table's played pretty snug in terms of making big folds, correct folds. See, again, like I think in other streams, Jim V's coming along no matter what, but these guys are, something else is going on. They're just playing perfect poker. Great. I mean, I guess that's the correct fold versus a 4-bet. I don't know. Let us know what you think in the chat. We're not pros by any means. We're here for the camaraderie, the love of the game.
I think if the positions had been reversed, that Kyle was out of position and was doing the 4-betting, I think Jim would have called in position.
It does put you in a very uncomfortable spot to call out of position in a 4-bet pot because your moves are limited unless you smash the flop.
I saw you were sad. I saw you were sad for prohibition. Sadness.
And Bex is going to chop it, or just open fold.
I don't think Holly chops. Or I don't think any of them actually chop in this situation with the blinds at the level they are.
For sure. Ko Vang says, hi, chat and commentators. Hi, back at you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Iron by AD says, what up, chat pros, chat bros, and chat foes.
And everyone just loving Kyle Z with his black T-shirt. It's just like an icon.
It's like the most nothing thing. It's
Kyle
like
Z with the black T-shirt on. He's going to bring the pain. Skullbone.
He's got like the obsession with Addy and his philanthropy, perceived
entrepreneurship and philanthropy.
Elite Scaper says, I'm a pro because I can see their hands and make excellent decisions. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we've got the easy job. We can see all the cards. They have the hard job, playing with imperfect information for tens of thousands of dollars.
Right. I mean, this is a hard game to play. This specific lineup is not the
Very
spot
solid.
if you're trying to run it up.
I mean, we just got absolute rocks in seat 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, everyone.
All of these nits are going to be like, oh shit, he's raising after a nit.
See when Rom
Definitely just had it.
hits the table, see if he can spice things up a bit.
I'm very interested in seeing how the play is going to be with Bond having position on both JD and Kyle, because we've seen it before in the past. He likes to mix it up every now and then, and we've seen a lot of mixing it up from JD himself too. So
Yeah,
could
Bond,
be a big mind game for sure.
for sure. Those guys can, I mean, most of these guys can get in a serious leveling war where you'll see them go in with the King 4 suited for stacks with complete air. All these guys are willing to put it in. So oftentimes you can learn a thing or two watching these guys play at this high level.
Ben Miney in the chat. What's up, man?
Benjamin Miney hooking me up last week, jumping in the clutch, so I didn't have to snowboard my way to TCH. Appreciate you, bro. I guess both of y'all stepped in for me.
Queen on the river, and Bond takes the lead here.
So some value from Bond with the queen, which he is not going to get. $600. We're not here for the $600 pots, my people. We're here for the $30,000 pots, the $15,000 pots. Let's go.
I can tell you without insights now.
Hour number one. It's 23 minutes in. Let's see if we can get 150 likes. We've done it before. Let's do it again. It's 6:23 p.m. here in Dallas. By 7 p.m., help us get to that 150 number, if you don't mind. Keep us employed for one more night. Hit that like button for us. If you like the stream, don't be disingenuous about it. If you don't like the stream, don't hit like. But if you like it, put your money where your mouth is.
And it looks like only, 30 minutes in? We got about 500 y'all joining us here tonight. Very good showing so far.
It's great. Welcome, welcome.
What did you have? You have top two or a set? I don't remember. You had a set, right?
That is set.
I'm trying to bluff Zane off.
Let's go, 150.
Set of aces.
Set of aces. Did it work?
Garza 512 with a good question. You guys plan on getting Lexo Poker on the stream since he's staying in Dallas for the month? He's been on the stream several times before. I don't know if they've talked about it yet, but we're definitely open to having him. He's great for the game. His vlog's good for the game. All around great dude. He's commentated before.
Oh.
And Jim V with the pointy boys. 2 black aces on the button. Facing a raise from Bex.
2 black aces are very fitting for Jim V here.
That's right, 3-betting to 400. Over to Bex.
3-bet here, but being on the button.
Bex didn't come here to fold.
Bad.
He's got the low
Let's play a big one. Let's play a $17,000 pot.
5,000 IQ.
Oh,
Ace,
and
King, 9.
Set.
Top set for Jim V. I mean, I guess you have to check this back since you've just got the whole board, as Jim V does do that, hoping that. And he's
Oh
got
my
quads. But Bex picks up a flush draw. And
he's
Bex is
getting
going to
led.
lead into him.
What do you do here when you have quads and you're
I
getting
think
led
you
into?
have
Just
to
flat,
call
yeah.
and pray a heart comes on the river or a
Like
king.
Another king or 9.
He's going to click him. This communicates a lot. Oh, okay. Well, he
He just wants to take the betting lead on the river, I think.
raises it to 7. Bex is still curious with his hearts.
Oh, can we see a heart? Oh.
6 on the end, complete brick. So props to Jim V. He got a little extra money on the turn there. When the heart draw bricks out, he's not going to make
no.
any hope. All right, let me slow down because Bex is putting. He's donking into Jim V for 1,400, and Jim V is thinking about Vegas and the freaking Westgate with this bet into him and quads in the hole.
the bet, raise, call, bet. And you have quads.
This is a dream scenario for Jim V. And he's thinking he's going to get his whole stack, but unfortunately, Bex has queen high, and so Jim V's going to posture here a bit, figure out a way to get the chips in.
Yeah,
Maybe he makes it 48, 5,000, 3,500. So this is always value on the end. I mean, the size of this raise, even if Bex had a hand, this is super strong. Let's see if he shows it or not.
No.
Does not show it.
Jim's a professional.
Man,
Show it.
it is nice to turn quads at the highest stakes in the room. Jim V taking down a nice one.
Wow, he made absurdly way more than he should have on that hand.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Nice hand there for Jim. Quads. Are we going to see quads again here tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Hopefully.
Let's go.
Are you serious?
That was just a weird hand.
That was. I don't make that much with that hand.
Diet Coke over there now.
I mean, obviously we could see that Bex was bluffing in that exact spot, but when you get led into after raising them on the turn, I'd put them on a very strong holding, even though I do have quads. So I'd be tempted to just jam, you know. I mean,
Right, just pray that he's got kings full.
because the smaller raise almost just looks stronger, right?
Yeah. But objectively, you know, you're trying to make it.
Absolutely. I mean, he knows he has the absolute nut, so he's trying to make as much money as possible.
The odds are that he doesn't have much of a hand since he's got most of the board locked up. And so
Right.
you don't blame him for trying to make it enticing for like a king or something to call. Ben Trout asks, how many of these guys are pro? I don't know. I know Kyle Z and JD have day jobs.
I think the only one is actually Moneymaker.
Moneymaker is
to be
for sure a
honest.
pro,
Yeah.
and he plays like it. You know, you don't have to be a winning player to be a pro. You just have to do nothing but play poker full time.
Yeah, and I think that's what we enjoy actually a lot about these games is that it's not extremely pro heavy. It's very cool to see that these people have jobs or businesses outside of poker that they're very successful at, and they're also very successful at playing poker.
Man, it's
as well.
a grind though, because these guys will be up here a ton while also working a day job. Like that's a lot of work. Ace Queen v Ace Queen once again. JD and Moneymaker.
At least I think Kyle a lot of his job is very remote working, so I think that allows him to play. 'Cause I've seen him here on Wednesday afternoons. I'm like, don't you work,
like,
Kyle? He's
you
like,
must have a
no,
good
we had a
job.
meeting, and then yeah.
He's just got the meeting on in his AirPods.
Oh, and look at this play.
4-bet back from Moneymaker over to JD.
Man, this guy can play against such a strong player like JD.
Yeah, Moneymaker's not scared. This guy has like freaking dry ice in his veins.
This one, I am.
And JD's just going to get out of the way.
Wow.
Look, if you can fit Ace Queen off into a 4-bet range, then that's going to cause JD to have to be more selective in the small blind. So he got the perfect result for that specific hand.
Not necessarily recommended in your local 1-2 game, maybe,
Well,
but, you know.
oftentimes the stacks aren't deep enough in your
Yeah.
local game to even make this play.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can 100 big blinds deep, 150 big blinds deep, but often that's just you're all in by 4 bets.
Where you been?
And honestly, they're all not too deep relative to the blinds. 200 big blinds deep. I mean, that's considered deep stack, but from what I've seen from a lot of these 2-5 games here at TCH, 2-5 blinds with like 5K, 5K stacks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So many big blinds.
Yeah, these games are deep. I mean, there's a reputation for it now, like across the country, where Texas games, like 2-5 Texas games, are basically 10-20s elsewhere.
Is it?
I loved it. I finished it last night. The Amazing,
It's just wild the amount of people, like the amount of 2-5 tables we can get going here. Like,
Right.
because you have to play. I mean, a lot of these guys play super deep at 2-5. It's just crazy the amount of guys that can show up and just buy in for $5 grand or whatever.
I mean, right now, if I just take a look at Poker Atlas here, we have 5 2-5 games, 7 1-2s, 2 PLO, 1 5-card high-low game, and 1 PLO bomb pot game.
Yeah,
I think the rest
nice.
are tournament tables.
Nice little spread of action tonight. Tuesday night, $300 bounty tournament night. 10K guarantee, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a really great tournament. Deuce 3-8, 10-9 v Queen 9.
Why don't you go for a little while and drink?
Look at a money maker who whiffed. He's got backdoor spades. He's crushing Hallie right now with Queen High. Thanks for subscribing, 220 Dave, 220. Welcome, welcome. Hallie with 10-9 just can get out of the way. Doesn't want to mess with it. Can't even backdoor anything. Trips draw.
Ben Trout's got a question here. What's a typical 1-2 or 1-3 buy-in? So our 1-2 here runs $60 for the minimum buy-in and $300 for the max. No match stack. Just, you know, very friendly game for a lot of early and intermediate players.
Yeah, and you know, come the evening, the game can get pretty deep, even though it's not match the stack. Since there's no money coming off the table, players can oftentimes play a little crazy, and the game, stack-wise, can start to look a lot like a 2-5, play a lot like a 2-5. So I think if you're a 2-5, 500 cap player, and you play the 1-2 here, I think you'd
You'll
be
be
surprised.
right at home.
Yeah.
I think you'll be right at home, honestly, because it's not uncommon to see 1-2 games have $2,000, $3,000, even
Yeah,
$4,000
it's ridiculous.
stacks.
It's ridiculous.
You just see them. Like I walked by one the other day, and I just see a full stack of black chips. And
Right.
That's
Like how-
That's not a 1-2 game.
Nobody can buy in for that much. How did you accumulate all this?
I'm really mad that you brought over there.
It's got to be a good feeling.
Everything's gonna work now.
Ace Queen 6 Rainbow. Broadway draw for Jim V. Zane just with Jack High. He's not going to mess with it.
220 Dave 220. Thanks for the sub. And NH
Self-reflection. that's
Woods
gone on
Blues.
for,
Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it.
Used to be
a
nice
year and a
like that.
half or so.
We were rooting for you, and then we
Jim
also
with a
do
gutter
like-
ball here. What's going
Well,
on here?
he's gonna get
Jim
stuck
bet,
15
and I guess he
quick.
took it down. Nice hit for
Bond
Jim.
is tryhard bond, but big tournament bond is.
You know, there's some people that can. Pez is joking about short stacking the 1-2. There is a way to play that optimally where you can essentially realize all your equity every time by short stacking it.
And then
You just can't. The way I used to always burn money back in the day was I would short stack and then just like do this passive limp, try to hit a hand thing, and that does not
No,
work.
you just got to shove over raises.
Right, right. And I mean,
you're
I
gonna
just
play that.
lit it on fire early on.
Yeah, you want to get maximum fold equity to pick up the dead money when you can, and then
If I had a big beak, I would not definitely.
I mean, these 1-2 games can get good, especially like pre-baby. Before I had a baby, I would play on the weekends, especially like in the mornings after the all-nighters were there.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely.
it would be a standard open of 25, 1-2, 25,
right.
with 4 or 5 callers. Just like super juicy situation.
Right, and you just got to be patient and wait for your spot.
That's right. And you know, the swings can be high, but also the game's beatable
It's
in terms
definitely
of
higher
the rake
variance,
structure.
yeah, with that high of raise sizes at only the 150 big blinds deep.
Yeah, yeah,
so-
that's right. Often, you know, you're just getting it in until you get deep enough. So a lot of heads-up pots tonight so far. 122 likes and 25 minutes away. I think we can do it.
Ship off to some other country.
That's not a bad idea. What's that? I'm gonna be out there the
Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible. Matthew Berardino in my room in Tampa. It's $200 max buy-in. Standard open $15.
So it's just like, all
So
right, guys, I'm
shallow.
going to get it in. I'm going to get it in the next 5
Yeah.
hands.
I mean, one 3-bet, and then you're pretty much pot committed.
I mean, but that used to be how it was in most of the card rooms for 1-2 games. Like, it was just 100 big blinds. Like, you could buy in for, what, 50 or 200. Even at WinStar, up until, I don't know when that changed, but for
think
a
it's
while
still
there, it was 200
200
cap. Yeah.
I think it's still
And
is,
2
honestly.
5s, 500 cap.
I'm thinking about firing some of the 10Ks while I'm out there. The small field 10Ks are like really intriguing to me.
Who was talking about small field 10Ks?
I think there's actually like a lot less variance because
Bond?
it's a smaller field, so you're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
play more often. But
You just gotta
playing against better players, so that's
raise enough action for the 10Ks.
ROI. But I think a lot
Not
of
so
the
freeing with the question
good
here.
players-
When and how do you choose to run it twice? Well, I always run it once, so I'm the wrong person to ask for that. But from the people that I have asked, I mean, you just,
I mean, I don't.
if you like to run it twice to reduce the variance over the long, or over the short term, just always go with running it twice, no matter if you're ahead or behind. Doesn't change the outcome in the long run. But if you play enough hours, whether you run it once or twice doesn't change your outcome as long as you're playing
I
optimally.
was planning on playing that if I did.
That's my answer for that.
Zane's got the Cowboys raising it to 150. You hear them talking about the World Series. I don't think they've released the schedule yet, right? Anybody out there following whether or not they've released the World Series schedule? Because I'm really trying to get out there and not play the 10Ks, but maybe the smallest buy-in mixed game bracelet events. Oh, that would be so sweet. Imagine seriously talking about playing a $10,000 buy-in tournament, like with a straight face. Like, yeah, I think I'm going to go out there and play some of the 10Ks.
Oh, thanks.
I think I'm going to take $10,000 in cash and buy into one poker tournament. It'll be chill.
I mean, that makes sense, though. If you can, a standard poker player,
Desensitized to it completely.
Yeah, whatever buy-in you're used to for cash games, you can typically afford one buy-in of that tournament, right?
Right.
Like, you and I like to buy in for $300 to $500, and that's kind of probably our max for tournament buy-ins. And then these people that buy in for $5,000 to $10,000, they're probably pretty
Very good
comfortable.
point. You're a very good point. One day. One day. May 31st to July 19th, track in. I just wish they would come out with the specific events. 9-8 v 10-9 of Hallie. Hallie.
Oh my gosh.
Ahead of
A
Zane.
televised $15 bomb pop pillow game request.
Wow. Be fun. That would, I think, cause the software to
Malfunction, yeah.
go completely frazzled. Zane's going to raise it to 700 with second pair. Hallie, the same second pair, with a better kicker.
I like this play a lot from Zane. You block a lot of sets that Holly could be betting for value here, and you put a lot of overpairs and one pair holdings in a tough spot here. Obviously not going to fold, but I mean, definitely will fold out any kind of ace, king, king, queen, ace, queen holding.
And he gets Hallie to fold the best hand. Zane, first hand of the night, I think, to take down. PM says, I'm playing in the main event this year, bucket list, but I'll play a few satellites first. It's awesome. Good luck, good luck. Maybe I'll see you out there. Maybe I'll just take one of these bracelet events down and then just be free rolling the main event.
Oh my god.
I never would have bet if I known he was that deep.
No cap buy-in for this game. You can buy in for as much as you want.
Yeah, I think most people bought in for 10K, Bo. I think like JD and Kyle bought in for a little bit more. Just
Yeah, because they want to flex on everybody. It would be sweet to take one of those down, though. Jack 10 of diamonds, 200 at one of those 10K tournaments. Zane 10-7 suited might be tempted, but gets out of the way, as does Bond. Raise and take it. German moneymaker.
I started crying because he was so funny. It's been a long time, buddy.
135 likes. Can we get 15 the next 20 minutes?
I think so.
For your boy?
Do it for Ben. Do it for the return of Mr. Ben Kirby.
Triumphant return. Reward him with exquisite likes. For my ego. Thank you so much to everybody that's hit the like button.
I'll play a couple of them.
It would be so hard to keep track of a PLO bomb pot game, just in terms of the graphics, because you've got 9 people in there, uncapped ranges, all going to a flop. It just would be. We would have to work for a change.
Yeah, and I don't think our software can even read 2 boards, so that'd be.
We can make it to Mars, but we can't put 2 boards out there. Huh? King 5 v King 10 suited. Hearts, Royal Flush Draw for Jim V. Can he do the double doozy, quads, and then a royal flush? Okay, just takes it
Backdoor
down.
clubs. Oh, but it just takes it down.
Ben Trout's asking about daily tournaments. Plenty of daily tournaments.
Yeah, so we actually have a tournament every single day. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are just our standard $130 turbo tournaments.
3K guarantee.
Yeah, those usually get about 50 to 80 entries, about 18 to 2,200 for first a lot of the time.
Fun tournament. Only
this
takes 4 or 5 hours.
Very quick tournament. A lot of our regulars enjoy that tournament a lot. They just have to spend 3.5 to 4 hours and have a chance of winning $2,200.
Yeah, you can ask Pez about that. He's won that a few times.
And then every Tuesday morning we have our morning bounty tournaments, $175 bounty, or $175 entry, $50 bounty, also 3K guaranteed.
Was there a delay? Was he counting zero? You think?
And every Tuesday night we do our $300, $100 bounty, 10K guarantee tournament, which is happening right now as we speak. And then we don't have evening tournaments on Monday and Friday, and then every Saturday we do our big tournament, 20K guaranteed, $365 buy-in.
I would almost, if you're going to play one tournament, I would almost save up and play the Saturday
Yes,
tournament.
absolutely.
Because, I guess this past weekend it was the double, the $500 buy-in, 50K guarantee.
Yeah, that's our special event for that Saturday tournament. It's the first Saturday of every month. We do a $500 50K instead.
Most weekends, though, you can turn 365 into 18,000 over 12 to 14 hours of play. Pretty sick. I mean, that would be sweet to take that down. Ace 8 versus 8-7 here. A pair of 7s for Jim V. Running pretty good tonight so far. JD just with ace high. He's going to throw a C note out there.
And those of you all that enjoy 4 or 5 card tournaments, so that's what Sunday is for. Every Sunday morning we just have our standard no limit tournament, but Sunday evening is our PLO tournaments, and then the first Sunday of every month is our 5 card high low tournament.
And that's a 365 buy-in.
10K guaranteed. Yeah.
That tournament's a smaller field, but that one's super fun because it's Congress, and that's the best game.
And JD turning the best of it here on the turn. And bet again and take it down. Nice hand for JD.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, Ben. You got any other questions about our poker room, live stream, or anything else, poker, or even just, we just like talking in general. It helps fill the time between these hands.
Speaking of, not completely related, but we surpassed 150 likes.
Nice.
The people did what they said they were going to do. Thank you to everybody
Thank
that's
you, everyone.
engaged with us so far tonight. Thanks for helping us reach our goals. As Kyle Z raising it up, ace queen off to
It's like his
150.
5th time getting
Yeah, he's
ace
had
queen.
ace queen a lot. Beck's on the button, queen 10 suited.
Very playable hand on the button.
Heads up.
Let's see if Kyle Z can hold here. And wow.
Oh, ace queen 8, all diamonds. Top 2 for Kyle Z. Beck's with second pair. Might just, he does decide. Oh, just 75 that call. 3 pair now for Kyle Z.
Heard nothing until 10 seconds.
Might have to try Netflix.
No Peacock?
The YouTube TV or the internet or something's struggling.
Beck's is going to get out of the way.
That's in there for Kyle.
Tough night for Beck so far, but there's plenty of time left.
What?
Way too early to start counting your stack and be like,
right.
oh, okay, I'm already up 4K. What a great night. No, way,
Yeah, you got to
way
last
too
another
early,
3
yeah.
hours, and fortunes can change pretty quickly in this game.
All it takes is one hand.
That's right. Stay tuned. I mean, every single hand is an independent event, and we've seen some brutal coolers. So stick with us until 10 p.m. Central Time.
Are you guys playing any tournament broadcasts in the future? It'd be fun, I guess. We do it every Saturday night with usually Ben Miney is our commentator for our Saturday final table tournaments. Yeah, if you make the final table in our Saturday tournament, that's another thing too. You get to be on the live stream.
That's right.
Which, you know, it's a great opportunity for a lot of people that like to play on the live stream, but, you know, can't necessarily play these stakes. You get all the chat pro support, especially, you know, if they know you. You know, we've seen Pez on the live stream every now and then. You know, they get the whole chat just blowing up.
Hilarious too. I mean, there's some really good. But it's like ambulance, ambulancia, Krankenwagen.
Jedi Master Ted, what's up? Another regular here of our live stream.
Jim V, King 10 off on the button. Slam dunk open when folded 2.
But it's like a recipe for something. It's like he's just stating, oh, that's what it sounds like.
Last year I was in Austin with a German friend, and we were at the cash out and we were talking in German about the hand. So we had a small discussion about the hand. So it's nothing serious.
JD gonna defend his blind and gonna flop the best of it here. So Jim does have a gutter ball to the nuts.
Aces and 7s for JD.
Not his favorite card on the turn though, but if he was behind a hand like Ace Queen or Ace 10, he does take the lead now. I imagine he'll take this opportunity to bet.
Front door spades come in on the turn.
Munich and Austria this past summer. We've got some friends there. I remember we got to their house, their apartment in Munich.
Be with a pair and a Broadway draw.
Our friend Carolyn, she was speaking on the phone, and it sounded like she was just like yelling and screaming at someone. Just like, whoa, is everything okay? No, we're just making dinner reservations.
I think Bond commenting on the harshness that German or Austrian can sound to the English ear. And I guess he was mentioning that someone was just making a dinner reservation. He was concerned that everything was all right. And I think they can get a bad reputation sometimes with their language,
Germans.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, they can sound aggressive, but German moneymaker seems like a sweet dude. I mean, like the dude's always smiling, and he's playing for like the biggest stakes. I mean, he'll also have this face as well when he's serious, but also seems like a genuinely nice guy. And he's going to raise it to 150 on the button. King 9. Zane is going to defend 7-5 suited, and he does flop a pair.
Oh, you want to know? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't explain it to you. I didn't spin up. I did. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll tell you.
Against the button open here, Moneymaker's range can be quite wide as we're seeing here, so I don't see Zane going anywhere just yet. Flopping a pair. It's tough to make a pair. Pretty clean turn here, though. I think some aggression here on the turn will make it really tough for Zane to continue. But this side to check and give up.
7s and 5s for Zane on the end. Hearts come in. And he's going to check, trying to just get one more bet out of Moneymaker. Check call, and he's just going to open fold. Oh, no. Zane turned his hand over.
Yeah, I think he did a little pinky check there.
All right, so not the VPIP numbers we want to see. We want to see 70s.
We see Rom on the V50. I guess they're still waiting. I guess they must have called him, and he might be driving over.
Do you have ace queen too?
Depends. Just
Mike Crowley, what's up? Good evening, my man. Thanks for joining us here tonight.
What's up?
like 1.1.
Renee Holland, dishes done and 2 dogs in lap. And I imagine you're watching the stream with your 2 dogs as well.
It's a whole vibe. That is a whole vibe. Sounds nice.
I was doing math in my head. I didn't have to on that.
Jim V with ace king off and hijack.
Only thing that I've sold for.
Folded to him, and he's going to bump it to 150.
It's just so much easier.
Back over to Zane with pocket 4s in the small blind. Decides to call it. King 9-5 pure for Jim V. Top.
Bet and to take it down.
Bet and take it down.
A lot of that going on so far. Yeah, I mean, the most exciting hand I think was Jim V's quads.
Yeah.
And, just had Bex.
This guy's playing pretty snug, given the high stakes. Generally, what you'll see is like if a table is snug like this, a new person will sit down and the dynamic will change almost instantly. So I'm hoping that happens with Rom when he sits down, or whoever is going to be in seat 4.
I wish you would have misread. Man, had like ace-5 offsuit or something.
That's good to hear, Mike Crowley. Or I'm sorry to hear that, but you know,
Occasionally, like run it like you're
glad we could be of some assistance to you.
You know, I feel like your card flips and it reads and then you give it back. And
like
stuff.
one time it showed Taco just like folding open folding kings. Obviously, you didn't do that.
It happens more often in those spots. Like his card can like slide over your reader when they touch it.
Pretty rare these days, to be honest.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That river thing,
Two streams ago.
for sure, especially with like that
This week, card this week. Oh, it did? You had
smaller
two pair or something, and the guy bets on the phone, you just easy fold. The commentator just said,
User anonymous. Appreciate the kind words, my friend. Glad we could be entertaining to you. Obviously, the stream only shows 4 hours of poker game, and sometimes, you know, the game can be quite dull when people are just card dead.
doesn't make sense at all.
That's right. So some streams you'll have huge pairs getting dealt pretty much every single hand, and then other hands it'll just be a bunch of raise and take it.
Right.
Hallie with King Queen facing a raise from Bond in the small blind in position. I mean, some players 3-bet.
I think this is definitely a good spot for 3-bet, but he is going to side the flat and try to play some post flop here.
Nick Fiorentino with a $5 super chat. How's it going tonight, boys? It's going pretty good. Thanks for the generous
Yeah,
donation,
thank
Nick.
you so much, Nick. How are you?
Appreciate you joining us. Pair of 5s for Bond. Hallie with 2 overs. Bond checks.
7-5 seems to be flopping a lot of pairs tonight.
That's right.
That's the gem that's the most common.
No, it would have been top and bottom.
Deuce on the turn.
Yeah, I was talking about you would fall
Yeah, it was
top and
the
bottom.
hand that you tried to bluff me, right?
Yeah, that makes it extra because
I
they're
watched
like,
it a few times, that's why I remember.
they're like, yeah, you fall on the set, me and you snap both top 2 pads.
I was like,
And then I call with some bullshit. And then I'm like, what is it?
he's never folding. What also on that hand?
Take a look at the cumulative winnings so far. 2.7K profit for Jim V. Kyle Z not too far behind 1.4K. Everyone else pretty much even or just a little bit stuck. So a lot of poker left tonight, ladies and gentlemen. About an hour into our stream.
That's right, almost 200 likes. We're playing 25, 25, 50. It's Ben K and Derek Data Ing with you all night long, baby. Playing some high-stakes poker live from Dallas, Texas. We're on a 15-minute delay. This is Texas Card House. Membership-only poker for real money. These are all real money chips. The pinks are 500. Those big blue chips in the front are 1,000. Blacks are 100. Greens 25. Reds are 5, and whites are $1.
Another raise and take it here. The Ben Kirby walk with Ben Kirby in the booth.
The double
Takedown with
doozy.
Dixley. And obviously, as we're waiting for the next part of the action to get rolling here, anyone in the chat that has any questions for Ben Kirby and I, we're happy to answer any questions regarding poker or
Deep,
Card
strategic,
room.
analytical poker questions
only
preferred.
only the deepest questions.
Ask us about combinatorics, ranges, range merging, friggin' whatever the kids say at
Please.
GTO. We'll make
just
something
gonna
up
have
for
my
you
foot in
in
my
real
mouth.
time.
I mean, I have some knowledge of the game, but you know.
Seriously though,
I don't just sit at a computer studying the solver.
if you want to ask us about limit poker games though, now that's a different story. Limit poker, limit mixed game poker. Both of us like to hop in those streets. As Zane 3-bets with ace king of clubs over JD's open of 150 with pocket 4s. You know, the two-card game only does so much for me when it comes to playing.
Agreed.
I gotta mix it up a bit.
You gotta stimulate.
While also not
stimulate the
risking
brain.
stacks.
Yeah, stimulate the brain in a different way, right?
I was watching some old school 2006 replays of like the 50K horse from the World Series. Man, times were different back then. I mean, that was 16 years ago.
Zane here, 2 overs and backdoor club draw. Going to continue betting.
It's like
his
almost a
range
value
here.
hand.
450 to go. It's a pretty good board here for JD's pocket fours. But I don't know if his hand can withstand multiple streets of betting. They're going to call 1 street here.
Deuce on the turn.
Doesn't change much.
4's well ahead now. Only 6 outs for Zane. Sean Peterson with the $4.99 super chat. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening back at you, Sean. Thank you so much for the generous donation. 8 of hearts on the end. 4's still good for JD. 100% to win at Showdown.
And I don't see JD forward any bet here. As Zane does give up and showing the bad news.
A terrible board for Ace King.
1K profit headed towards JD. Nice hand for JD. Sean Peterson with the super chat. Did you already catch that?
I did.
Thank you, man.
But we
Appreciate
are adamant in gratitude for that $4.99 super chat. And if you're interested in the TCH Live loyalty points, that's the best way to generate them. Super chats, you know, definitely not required, but always appreciated and really beneficial to your TCH Live loyalty point roll.
I left at 11 because I've been up all night tonight before. David's been playing with me, and he played with me until 4 in the morning.
Ace 10 for Zane. Okay, open folds that. It's fine. Hallie, ace 3 on the button folded to him. Kyle Z defends, queen 4 suited. 3, 8, 8. Wow, Hallie flops a pair. 3s and 8s with an ace. Bet and a fold. Hallie takes it down. Kyle Z wasn't trying to get creative and float. Look at that room out there, completely full. Poker room here in Dallas, Texas. Off Harry Hines Boulevard, pretty central Dallas. 25 tables full of live poker action. Cash games and tournaments 24/7. Tournaments aren't 24/7, but cash. Any hour of any day. There's a game being spread here at TCH Dallas. It's the place to play live poker. Why drive north? Why drive east? Stay here in D-Town, baby. Plenty of game selection to be had.
West, north. Stay here.
You can drive south to Austin and play at TCH Austin.
That's the only place. Though.
But that's the only
Or even go even further south. Check out our room in the valley.
That's right.
In Houston as well. Hear about them.
King 9. Pair of 9s for Jim V. Pair of 9s for Bex.
Yeah, I see you, Sean Pearson. Appreciate that donation again, my friend. Thank you for spending your hard-earned money with us at TCH Live. Thank you so much. Beck's going to turn a flush draw to go with his 2 pair.
Interesting.
Alternates 11 and 12. Alternates 11 and 12 are used to wearing the neck gaiter in the tournaments.
Oh, and
3
he
of
gets
clubs
there.
comes in.
You said you liked the. I did like it for a while.
Very clear value bet here for Beck's. Going to bet the pot, just under pot. 1,100 to go for Mr. Jim V.
Trying to see if maybe it was helping your game.
Am I hearing things? No. Are we vacuuming?
Yeah, I think it's a vacuum.
Oh, okay.
They must be clearing out a table.
When you have a kid and you don't get much sleep like I do, oftentimes you start hearing these like ghost cries when nobody's actually crying. I thought that's what was happening. It's like, I might be losing it here.
Yeah, Jim really considering a call here.
Trying to find a hero call.
No blockers to the flush, so flush very well within, you know, Beck's hand.
He does
here.
call. The turn check got him the payment on the river, I think.
Yeah.
Because any king would have bet the turn. Lucky for
Absolutely.
Bex, and he's happy to take it.
I could see hands like jacks, queens, or even tens, going for thin value there, trying to target at a 9. So I think there was definitely a better spot there for Mr. Jim V, but was not a believer. I guess he's seen Bex just bluff it off a little too much. He does make the call. Nice hand there for Bex. Bo, who would you say is the biggest crusher on the live streams? Oh, I don't know. I mean, they're all kind of crushers here.
Yeah.
On this, once you get to these stakes. But if I had to choose one, probably JD. He just runs so pure on
For this specific game on this stream, I'm probably going with JD. But in a vacuum, I mean, it's hard to go wrong choosing Moneymaker, Kyle Z, or JD.
Yeah, one of those three, absolutely. Just such rocks at their game.
I think some people, some people may have different definitions of rocks. Some people think rocks are super tight nits. I would not call them super tight nits. I would call them super
very
solid.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I say rocks. Yeah, like
Plan B.
I would never refer to any of those three as nits by any means from what I've seen on this game.
Oh no, my life coach, Justice Marimi's in the chat. Love Ben's commentating tonight. He's just as cool in real life. Got his signature. Man, Justice, thanks for joining this live stream in front of 600 people. Really appreciate you.
I swear on black. Wish there was a card room like TCH near me. Well, man, we're very close to the Dallas-Fort Worth airport. So, and if you ever get a chance, make it out here to Dallas. Join our club. And
here's a saucy board. Jack 8-9, bottom set for Hallie. Jim V with 2 overs. He doesn't want any part of this board. Queen of spades on the turn.
10 and 10 only.
Broadway draw for Jim V now.
Pretty gross turn card though here. I mean, you have a set, but lots of 2-pair holding you're still beating. Obviously losing the straights and flushes at the moment, but it's a fine bet there by Holly. Nice hand for him. Vic Wong, is your membership good for all locations? Unfortunately not. Each location runs its own membership card. So if you need a membership for one room, it does not roll over to another room. You need your own. I think all of us have their own cards. So.
Right.
Michael Vogt, very interesting question here. Should tip sizes be the same at these stakes as 2-5?
Man, that is
very, very. It can be a controversial question for some people, right?
Because you'll see these guys sometimes tip $1 or $5 or something, and people will roast them for it. When the reality is, it's your money, and you should do with your money what you will. It's not really anybody else's business. It's nice to take care of the dealers. I'm team take care of the dealers.
Absolutely.
But also there's no hard and fast rule about tipping. Especially if you're a for-profit player, like you're literally giving away your bottom line if you're tipping. So some of these guys take that into account.
I mean, but I see players like JD who I'm going to assume, and I mean, I'm making a pretty, I think, fair assumption that he's a winning player. I mean, you see him tipping $5 almost every hand at these stakes.
And it adds up after a while.
Yeah, I think that's a fine tip for sure at these stakes.
Justice Marimi with $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much for your charity, Justice.
And especially after every hand, those do add up, as Ben did say. And you know, when you win the bigger pots, I've seen Kyle throw the dealer $100. You know, so that's
dope.
Very good tip for even like a $10,000 or $20,000 pot.
That's wild. It is crazy to think about a $20,000 pot.
I mean, even me as a dealer, I won't say you're supposed to tip on percentage, because that'd just be absolutely absurd, right? You know, if you tip 10% of $20,000,
that adds up a ton over time.
Yeah, it's. I think most of these players usually stick to a pretty standard amount, you know, like $2, $3, $5, and then when they win those very big pots, you know, 10K plus, it's up to them to tip the dealers. So especially they feel like they've been running very hot with that specific dealer, then they're like, oh, well, here's $25, here's 50, here's 100 even sometimes. I think we've definitely seen some of these players tip $500 on these really, really big ones. So.
For sure. I mean, we've seen $30,000 and $40,000 pots, and tips get pretty out of hand there, especially if people are appreciative. Thanks again, Justice, for the super chat. If you do want an executive coach, you can follow him at Justice Motivates. He's a great follow on Instagram. That's the last I'll say about it. That's my guy. Just us.
Thanks for the support. Thank you. I guess you must have mentioned the stream to him.
I did, yeah. Him and I were talking before the stream. I think this is his first time watching it, and I think he's mostly here to roast me. But
you
the
enjoy.
$4.99 spins just the same as Hallie flops a bottom-ish pair with the 4s to Kyle Z's ace-king.
I bought him before.
Oh, I thought you said you saw him. So then you.
And I had 3, and I bought him more.
See Holly here continuing at least for one street, but it looks like he might go for the raise here. Attacking the range here of Kyle Z. You know, he has more ace, king, king, queen, ace, queen holdings in this spot that don't connect
I
here.
like this. This is kind of a leveling situation, range v range, and it's going to get Kyle Z.
Yeah, this board does favor Holly's range a lot more than Kyle Z's, and you know his play will take it down, though he was ahead.
I wonder if Hallie knew he was technically value betting. I don't know. Got ace king to fold. I guess you want ace king in there if he's just got ace high and he's going to pay you off with your pair, but I imagine Hallie's happy to take it down there.
Can I get that address right now, please?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think PM could say it better. I mean, the bigger the pot, they win the bigger tip. I mean, that's and,
Right,
and everyone
that's
has a
fine, too.
baseline. It changes for everyone.
There is like some element of like social norms which make it more interesting, where it's like some people will take down a massive tourney and not tip at all, and a lot of people see that as not cool, even though it's very much your prerogative to keep, you know, you're playing this game to make money.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's interesting the things people find to be offensive, even though there's no rule book about tipping the dealers. It's like it's a tip. It's not a mandatory thing.
Absolutely. And, but on that topic, I will say that very industry standard tip for, like, you know, say like top 3 a tournament, it's around like 2 to 5%
Yeah,
of your earnings.
for sure.
And that's usually a very reasonable tip.
I don't try to memorize anything that I can use.
And you're just lucky if you're the dealer that's dealing that final hand.
Right, yeah.
It could be pretty sweet if you're playing a big tournament, or if you're dealing a big tournament.
Only because she got like mad when like I didn't know it.
And while we're on that topic, Richard Greenberg here says, played the morning bounty tournament. This guy at my table tipped $10 each bounty. Had
Wow.
3 at the break. Wow, that's very generous. And
Because that's a $50 bounty?
yeah, and I'll even say I had a lady tip me half her bounty when I dealt her a hand that knocks one out, and you know
Wow.
I handed her the 2 green chips and she just threw a green chip right back at me. He was like, "Thank you."
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's super generous,
Absolutely.
but if
Not
you're trying to
required,
play
but-
for profit, that's not sustainable. If you're giving away half your profit for every upside that
I
you
know
have.
I knew her very well. So
Oh, you
she,
did?
yeah,
That's great.
I
And
played
you
with
know,
her a lot.
incentive for being a decent guy and a good dealer. You know, people will tip you if you get out a lot of hands per hour and you're a decent person.
Just give me a call, and I'm just gonna answer. I'll be like, man, that sucks. That really sucks. Fortunately, they caught you.
Yeah, Grant, I'd say that's pretty standard. One small blind per pot. One. Absolutely.
I'll send you a phone card. I'll put some money in your commissary. I got you.
Yeah, being a dealer myself, though, I'm not exactly comfortable answering that question. You know, it's like asking someone how much they make, you know, salary-wise. But you know, I will say we're not starving. We're definitely, you know, it's definitely a very good job for the hours that we work. And my personal thing is like I really enjoy the freedom of it, you know, because you know, I'm working 4 days a week, about 35 hours a week on average, and then. We have so many dealers here. Sometimes I'm able to just like give them a shift. I'm just wanting a day off.
Yeah.
And I'm very fortunate to have the shifts that are in the morning too. So I get my evenings, you know, with my fiance and normal life stuff.
That's the nice thing about when they moved to 24 hours. Your schedule wasn't limited. Like they need staff
Right.
all day.
And some of the dealers enjoy dealing the night shifts, right? Because some of them have day jobs.
That's wild. That's
Yeah,
such
no,
a grind.
seriously.
I did that in Austin when TCH Austin North opened. I would deal 1 or 2 nights a week after my day job till like midnight. Oh, I would be so smoked. because you'd work a full day and at 5 p.m. go deal TCH Austin.
No, yeah, there's plenty of dealers here. There, I mean, dealing is my full-time job, but there are plenty of dealers here that have full-time jobs of their own and then come here and deal once or twice a week just for extra side money. I know many retired people that are dealing here, like Rick and a few others that are retired and just here to just make some extra income. You know,
love that. Yeah. The poker dealers are an interesting breed because they have endurance for working hours. Like some of the guys, especially the commentators, like Ben Miney,
we got a hand of it. Sorry.
commentates, plays, and deals. He's up here for hours and hours a day. It's just crazy some of the stamina these guys have.
Yeah, I joke with a lot of people that I see when I'm out there playing. It's like, if you don't see me here dealing or playing, I'm commentating. So like I'm here like all the time. As we have some big slick on big slick action here.
So people start falling off there and he's like, okay, like, you know, he was really crazy there. You jump up to like the $1, $2 table and like, you know,
X,
they start following him.
the original Razor getting called in from the blind by Moneymaker. 3-bet from Kyle Z.
Cade McDonald's in here now. Oh no.
Bex gonna throw in the call. It looks like heads up to the flop. And ace high flop.
Top for both players, Bex and Kyle Z. Over to Kyle Z, who's got the option. 12,000 behind.
Gonna chop it 100% of the time here.
Betting 650.
Moneymaker did flop a gut shot with backdoor flush draw, so that could have been interesting for him.
You know, I'm playing like way out of cover, way out there.
Piece of candy.
The guy that tells the story, he
Bex,
screenshots of like people.
who's loving life. He's going to raise it right away. And the only way he can win is if he can get Kyle Z to fold it. Kyle Z, it's going to take a lot for him to fold top, especially on this board, being soups dry.
Follow him all the way.
Kyle Z calls. 9 on the turn. Badoogie board, completely rainbow. This is going to be anticlimactic, I think. All in for 4,500. Kyle Z can never fold. But he has taken his time being deliberate about his decision, even though I just can't foresee him folding top or top kicker for only 4,500.
I'm thinking like if a queen or a jack was out there or any kind of other Broadway card, this would be a much tougher call for Kyle. But I think he's just running some math through his head right now. And eventually, I think he will make the call.
They have screenshots of like 700 Bitcoin pots.
And he
He will
does
make the
call.
call. Chop it up. Everyone loves a chop pot.
I'm going to say you want to run it twice, and it's going to not matter. Queen on the end.
Oh, he hates seeing
Yeah,
that
each
river.
player is like, oh no, did I just get sucked out on? Chop, everybody wins $90. $15,000 pot technically, but both players win 90. So on to the next one.
Very kind words from Richard Greenberg. All great dealers at TCH, they deserve all the tips they can get. Thank you so much, man. We do try our best, and our hiring manager, Leon Soon, he does a great job on auditioning dealers, make sure they're up to snuff on their PLO, Congress, and no limit dealing.
For sure.
To be hired on to be part of our staff.
Thanks to everybody that's watching out there, especially those that aren't subscribed. There's 60% of you that are watching that are not subscribed.
Wow.
It costs you nothing. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for us if you're enjoying the stream.
Yeah, come on. A lot of the times our chat is there for subscribers only. So those of y'all that are just hanging out watching us, hit that sub button, join in the chat, and join our TCH family.
Let's go. But also, if you're not a chatting type, enjoy the stream, lurk away, no pressure. This is absolutely on delay, a 15-minute delay.
How's the internet today, Cooper? That's true. What do you mean? Step it up.
Sean Peterson, on these live streams, are players not allowed to have their phone on the table? Absolutely not. Yeah, we really want to keep the integrity of the game intact as much as possible. So we do ask these players to not have their phones out on on the table while they're playing. If they do need to access their phone, to please just step away off the stage.
It is unlikely.
And we do have some information for y'all coming from the booth. Rom will be joining us in the stream in just about 13 minutes, so hang tight. If Rom is one of your favorite players, don't leave just yet.
Zane with ace 10 of clubs, open into
He'll be here
150.
soon enough.
JD 3-betting to 700 right away with the king queen of diamonds.
We didn't like seeing that.
And Zane is just going to fold the ace 10 of clubs. I mean, that was... He was in position on JD, just didn't want to play for such a huge price, I guess. Interessante. On to the next one. 25, 25, 50, no limit. Live from Dallas, Texas. This is TCH Dallas. And this is TCH Live. Ben K, Derek Data Ing with you.
What's up, guys?
For the next 3 hours. Thank you to everybody joining us. For some high stakes poker. Beck's 3-4 suited might be tempted, especially after chopping that $15,000 pot. He wants it, raising it to 150.
I see love in the. I see a lot of love in the chat for a like a dealer game. They really want to see a dealer game here. And I mean, that has been in the works.
I've seen the dealers hop in those 1-3 games pretty consistently.
Yeah, I've been in there a few times. You know, I mean, I think we are working on it, but you know, stay tuned for that. I won't count it out just yet.
We raise and take it. Let's play a big one. Let's play a massive one. Cade McDonald's has splashed the subscribe pot. Thank you, Cade. Welcome to the stream, man. Glad you figured out YouTube.
They have episodes for like a lot of different places. Just some like cheesy, like old school like Planet.
Well, okay, just like straight up ace king of clubs for JD, raising it to 150. Zane now 3-betting him back to 500. And it's a repeat of the previous hand. But I think this one might get expensive. Can we see a $16,000 pot? Let's go, one time. Flipping for 16K.
The 4-bet from JD. Small blind versus big blind. Wow, the ranges are so wide at this point when it folds to the small blind.
I imagine Zane just calls 100% of the time here.
Absolutely.
No reason to 5-bet it. Jacks. So in a 4-bet pot, ace king versus jacks, and it comes 9 deuce 3 jacks. Love it. Although, you know, JD has a lot of the aces and kings since he 4-bet pre, out of position.
But from the small blind, though, when it gets folded to that point, JD could have a lot of hands like 10s, 9s, 8s, even 7s that he'll choose to do to try to take the betting lead pre-flop.
JD's going to continue telling the story, betting 700, and Zane's just going to come along for a call. 9 of clubs on the turn.
It's a great card for Zane.
Great card for jacks. Jacks and 9s now for Zane.
Looks like JD's going to wave the white flag.
I think JD check gives up here unless Zane gives it just an incredible price. JD with only 6 outs once.
Yeah, with no paint on the board right now, I don't think Zane can afford to just check and give JD a free card.
Zane's got to find a way to make the pot where he can get all of his chips in on the river. He's going to bet 1,500. I like it. Now he's got less than a pot size bet. JD 1,500 to win 6,000.
Not getting the right price. Looks like he's going to continue here.
But he's getting 4-ish to 1. Oh, that paint. I thought it was ace or king. Queen comes on the end.
Not his favorite card.
So what do you do if you're Zane, if JD rips it and he does not, and it's going to go check, check. Jacks. $7,300 pot. Headed over to Zane, one of the bigger ones tonight.
I thought that was a very interesting call there by JD on the turn, because I mean, He really doesn't even have the implied odds to call, because even if he hits his king or ace, I don't think Zane is ever paying off any amount of money. And when trying to factor into the call price there, I don't think he had the right price there. But he did decide to defend one more street.
It was just such an unconnected board that sometimes ace king high, nut no pair can be good some of the time.
Sure.
But an interesting hand for sure. JD saved one street of having to pay off. You know, it sucks for Zane having the queen overcard hit on the river because he loses one street.
Get the heart pumping, you know,
But
once every hour or so.
pretty fun hand either way.
How much tip would a dealer tip if a dealer could tip a deal? Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
That's
Nick Gutierrez in the chat. What's up, man? One of our regulars here at TCH.
yo 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 yo.
2 open-ended.
Ace king suited again. Let's go. Turn it up some. Kyle Z's now got top pair with a king. Nobody's got a diamond. 3 on the end. Ace king still good for Kyle Z. Nothing in this pot though.
Yeah, I think if it checks the Kyle, I think he can comfortably go for some value here.
Both players with open enders that just whiffed.
The top of the aces, you got to go for some value here, even though the flush comes in. And nice hand there for Kyle. Easy when you keep getting ace king and hitting the board.
Chris, Dirty Sturdy, with a $4.99 super chat. Got crushed today. Hey, man. Thanks for the donation anyway.
You
Sorry
and
to hear
me
that.
both, Chris.
Sorry to hear that.
You and me both.
Sturdy is always good for a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the support, Sturdy, and I appreciate it.
He's just slowly donating back all the money he won off of me in the early days of TCH Dallas. So generous. Your charity. Kyle's the open folds a 9-7 of diamonds. I think some players maybe open that there. Jim V's got 9s. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize Jim V opened a 2. Okay, raise and take it for Jim V. Snooze alert.
You'll be all right, Sturdy. Both you and I know it's the long run.
That's
or
right.
Long game, right? So
Bankroll management.
you know, and Sturdy has a job of his own too, so you know he's not playing for a living, but you know, obviously it doesn't feel great when you
For sure.
when you lose a big one. I think everyone in the chat can understand that.
I've been doing I have 2 that I'm doing.
Kyle Z, pocket 6s. Standard open to 150 here. Like I said, Zane, 9-7 hearts. Calls in the cutoff.
Yeah, I got it in there. There's yeah. A lot of
Sixes versus 9-7 suited. And 6s ahead for Kyle Z. Justice, who knows me very well, says, been laughing at someone who got crushed while getting paid his classic BK. Hey, that's power. That's the power we've got here in the booth.
Bet Kyle gonna bet his 6 here on his flop here, and Zane with the float, backdoor straight and flush draws. Does pick up his gutter to go along with his 2 pair outs. And I think this is a good card here for Zane to take the betting lead, and he will, and take it down.
Yeah,
Nice hand
sixes
for
just
Zane.
hate this board. Happy to just get out of the way.
Definitely a position play there on Zane's part. Great play on, great heads-up awareness there.
I've not had the opportunity to because I've been on like day 3s and day 4s.
Nick Gutierrez, what's bankroll management? Pez is asking. Oh boy.
Pez saves up his $130 to go fire the morning turbo and hope for the best.
Oh, and Pez right back at him. Let me check my Hendon mod, Nick. Oh, I'm Gucci.
Oh man, this has turned into
Flex on the
a
Hendon mod.
tourney measurement contest.
My Hendon mob is not even my real name.
I actually have
because-
2 Hendon mobs.
Me too.
One for Austin and one for Dallas.
I guess I did one tournament in like Choctaw or Windsor, I can't remember, and I just assumed my last name was Win instead of just NG.
Oh,
So they
just gave you
yeah,
Nguyen
they
instead
gave
of-
me and they created
That's
my last
terrible.
name. Yeah, I was like, come on.
That's messed up. So let's see. JD opened 7-6 of spades to 150. Zane just calls in the hijack, switching things up a bit. Hallie 3-bets to 800. So now what do you do if you're Zane? Do you just back raise 4-bet after you under-rep your hand? It depends on what JD does.
I think JD will probably call this. And it wouldn't be insane for Zane to just, call along as well. Try to, cooler someone with an ace here. You don't want to be too predictable with your ace-king hands, You fold out a lot of hands you can get value from if an ace does come out on a flop. Whoa.
So JD is going to 4-bet to 1800, and now Zane is like,
Okay.
what do I do?
Now Zane's put in a very interesting spot here. When you're between two very strong players, very capable of having wide 3-bet and 4-bet ranges here.
This is not what Zane forecasted was going to happen by calling behind JD with ace-king of hearts. Now he's in a position where he's considering actually folding.
This is such a weird spot. I mean, at this point, I'd be worried about what Holly has.
Do you just cold call in between since you're in position, or is he just going to rip?
No, he's putting the 5-bet.
Let's go.
I like
This
it.
man moves right here.
Yeah, he can't. He's not afraid.
What a boss, but he doesn't look happy about it. Look at his face. He doesn't look
Like,
happy
I
about
have ace-king suited against two very strong and capable
it.
players.
So this looks super strong to Hallie now that Zane has back raised 5-bet. Same to JD, who's got 7-6 of spades out of position. This is just such a strong line.
I mean, now JD's actually getting the right price to call, but he has to
so
fold.
dirty.
That's so gross.
So Zane,
what
he's the
a-
only one winning over $1,000 tonight. 6K up for Zane.
What a weird play there.
Yeah, the whole line. Was
No, I
weird.
mean, I like his just flat there initially because you don't want to be so predictable with your ace-king
right.
playing hands, but the fact that he was put in the spot that he could do a flat 5-bet.
He didn't like it. You could tell he didn't love it, but he's like, I feel obligated.
I think he knew that he had to because ace-king is terrible multi-way.
Yeah,
You wanna
and
get
way
a
too
heads
weak
up.
to fold.
You're really hoping JD has just like a hand like king, or not kings, no, that'd be terrible. Queens or jacks. Try to get it in.
Hallie trying to make something happen previously, had to fold it. He's got ace deuce on the button now, opens to 150.
Get to your question, Sean, right after this hand. Looks like
He doesn't take
and
it,
there
so
it is.
get after it.
Sean Peterson, as a rec player that gets 1 day a week, 6 to 7 hour session, can I expect to be a winning player, a break-even player, or a losing player? I mean, that just all depends on your play, my man. I mean, the number of sessions you put in doesn't determine whether you're winning or losing or break-even player. Especially if you're tracking results over the long run, that's all we really care about is that long-term graph. You really can't fully realize whether you're a winning player live or not unless you reach about like 1,000 hours.
Right. Yeah, the sample size is too small until.
Anything less than that, and you really can't determine whether or not you're actually winning or losing player. A lot of that, anything less than that can be considered very good run good or just very bad run bad.
Zach Binns, man moves in the chat. God, what is happening? So four-way action to this flop. 625 in the pot, and checks over to Jim V, who's got second pair. Gets moneymaker, Rom, and Zane to fold. Jim V takes it down. Zach Binns, I see you. What's up, son?
Nope, not yet. Leaving next week for Vegas for a long time.
Zane to win?
Venetian and win, and then maybe Samari afterwards. So, we'll see.
Yeah, glad I could help you out there, Sean Peterson. Yeah, don't be shy of your questions, everyone, especially those of y'all that are new to our stream. You know, hit us with those questions.
She's actually going to Europe.
We've got nothing but time. We're here till 10 p.m. tonight, and we need something to talk about anyway, especially if these guys are just going to be playing Raise and Take It all night.
Yeah, and then on that note again, even 1,000 hours isn't necessary, especially for live poker, just because...
It's hard to get 1,000 hours of playing part-time, like once a week, like
Yeah.
I was asking. Bex, King, Queen off, raising it to 150, under the gun +2. Rom's in the game. Kyle Z open folds the ace-10 in the worst position.
Oh,
I guess
there
you
we
don't blame
go.
him. JD with 10-8 of spades.
Rom in the house.
Rom, this man's dangerous for sure.
Oh, I love
Heads
his
up.
hat. Do you see that?
Oh my gosh, and JD flops the joint. 10 high straight for JD and Bex with 2 overs. 5 of spades on the turn.
Oh, now he's hoping his
God.
opponent has an 8.
He is just he's praying, please somehow have an 8, Bex.
Ace 8 of hearts, please.
JD's gonna bet 250 and get a quick fold.
I love Rom's hat. Got the ram on Rom.
Really?
Big Ton 423, what's up? New follower here, dope stream. What up, Big Ton? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you joining the stream. Pez asked Ben K, how's that golf swing? It's still pretty dysfunctional, if we're honest. It's been watching a lot of YouTube, hitting the driving range, and it's hadn't been pretty, might I say. But giving it the old community college try.
Oh no.
Free money from Jim V there.
And it happens, I think, at least once a month.
That golf swing is freaking
Jim V
hard.
tower has collapsed.
All these dudes out here make it look so freaking easy. It is hard to hit the golf ball. Maybe if you're a lumbering idiot like me, maybe it's easy for all you coordinated folks out there. But
I need to get back into
golf is fun
driving
once you
range.
hit it.
Oh yeah, it's so satisfying.
But if you whiff it like I do, it's humiliating. King, Queen, 5, Zane, outflopping moneymaker, top pair with a 10. Moneymaker with bottom pair. Four of hearts on the turn. No help from moneymaker. Grant Kurtz, how's your putting? Putting's a lot better than my irons, that's for sure. 10 on the end, kings and 10s for Zane. He didn't need the help, but he got it anyway.
Gerald, how much do these guys sit down with? Usually around 10K, I think. A lot of these players like to buy in
On
for.
average, yeah. And that's real money.
Yeah, and those of y'all that are new and don't know our chip denomination colors, the red chips, not really used for the game, because we are playing 25, 25, 50. Those are usually just tipped to dealers. The red chips are $5, green chips are $25, black chips are $100, pinks are $500, and those oversized teal frisbees are $1,000 chips.
Must be nice. It must be nice. I'm trying to get like you, my boy. Chris Sturdy with a very good point. It ain't a Tuesday night stream without a Jim V Tower tumble. And that's facts. Hallie, Queen, Jack. A little too early. Gets out of the way.
Rom's seating position is very interesting. Ahead of Kyle, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know if he loves
Behind.
his seat. You can see the chips right there. Most players started with around 10. The only player winning anything is Zane, winning about 6K tonight. And they're watching something intently on the TV behind them.
This really looks like they just hired like a group of people to do this.
I don't remember. I don't know what episode this is. I think it's like the Polynesian Islands. So I'm sure it's like.
What are they watching?
I wish we could get to that camera angle. I want to see. Angela 9, what time does the live stream end? Yes, it does end at 10 p.m. Central. So another 2.5 hours with Derek in the chat, along with Ben Kirby,
Yo, 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 yo. Thank you.
the radio voice of TCH Live.
Thanks for being here, everybody. Fun times on Tuesday night playing some high-stakes poker. The biggest game of the week. But each night has its own merit. Wednesday nights usually 5, 5, 10. Thursday nights live stream from Austin. Saturday nights the final table of the 365 20K guarantee, where 20,000 is usually on the line for first place.
Modern, obviously. Like probably,
I don't know what tribe, but like would like be willing to like do like a dramatic stalk through the woods.
Oh,
and
yeah.
have, like, I don't know. Like
Just
like
the way
this.
their eyes look. It's just not.
Yeah.
no, this is like a.
These people.
Ace Queen of Clubs for Rom. Let's go.
They probably live in real
10K behind.
Rom with a solid
He
starting
bumps it to
hand.
200. Let's go.
Very dangerous. Zane looks like he has a playable hand here. Ace nine of spades on the button. Very
Ace 9 of
playable.
spades.
This one's
Tempting.
not like so much like documentary, it's just like literally like.
Heads up action. Let's go.
Ace on the flop.
King, Jack, 8, Rainbow. Both players with some backdoor clubs. Broadway draw for Rom.
It's like I showed in the background. There's
Just a
like,
backdoor spade draw for Zane.
different like topics. There's different areas. There's one on like. There's a trippy one we watched one time that was on.
Big Touch 423. Yeah, glad we could help. Actually, you're not the only one that watches us while they're on their night shifts.
Riverbeds.
Yeah, a lot of people watch the stream passively. I know I do a lot of times when I'm cooking and I'm not commentating. My wife loves it, hearing and watching more poker. Nothing she'd rather
I
do
was
more.
literally about to say it. I was like,
Nothing she would rather do more than
my
watch
fiance-
even more poker,
Yeah, my
listen to
fiance-
more chips.
she definitely doesn't get annoyed with it. I think there was one time where I think I was done commentating for the night, and I went home and had dinner with her, a late dinner with her, and I was watching a poker vlog.
She's like,
And
are you
she's
serious?
I was like, are you serious?
I've
Come
done the
on.
same. It's so ridiculous. Give it a rest.
And then she caught me, and I was like, you're right. I did spend 4 hours just commentating. Let's have a nice dinner together. And I think that's the lesson to everyone here. If you're with your spouses, put that phone away.
That's
have,
right.
Have a nice
that's right.
dinner with them. Have
That's
a conversation.
not something I'm good at.
No, I definitely. I usually get on to her about it, so I'm glad she pointed it out when that happened.
It's crazy. That phone, I mean, you can
It's addicting. It's addicting.
100%.
I mean, even right now, as we're doing this, our setup, we have 4 screens? 5 screens. You
Yeah.
got both of our phones for the chat, your computer,
And this is me
the screen.
coming off of a day working in front of nothing
the
but
screen.
screens.
Oh boy, yeah.
It's kind of depressing if you think too much about it. Wake up, look at a tiny screen so you can work on a medium-sized screen, and then watch a big screen at night. Go to bed looking at a little screen.
and that's why I really enjoy going camping with a lot of my friends, just because it's a nice, little escape. From
Detox.
It is. It really does become a detox from all the technology we have in our life.
A Bond, Ace 9 of Hearts raises it to 150, and Bex doing the old call behind with Ace King suited. Common play now. Over to German Moneymaker. 9-8 off in the third blind, getting a price, 3 ways. Jack 10 deuce, royal flush draw for Bex. Bond checks it 3 ways. Ace 9 of Hearts does not play well on this board, obviously. 400 from Bex with almost a value hand, having the absolute
All the
nutter
equity,
butter draw.
Heard of that, people do it and they're like, no.
And Moneymaker's going to call with his open ender.
An offsuit queen could be dangerous.
7 of diamonds.
Oh,
Moneymaker
boy.
hits a jack high straight, and Bex binks it pure right off on the turn.
I was about to say the queen, like an offsuit queen or 7 would have been really bad. This will definitely save Moneymaker some money, but he is not.
So he's going to lead this turn. And Bex, if he's smart, maybe just calls to induce one more bet on the end from Moneymaker.
And I think this lead is to exactly find out if Bex has some kind of flush at all. And also, it serves a multi-purpose, right? If Bex had ace-jack with the ace of diamonds, he does not want to give a free card for him to draw at his flush. So very multi-purpose bet here, and that truly shows how Moneymaker is a really true professional poker player. He really it almost seems like every line on every street he almost performs perfectly.
Bex here with the second nuts, deciding well into the tank what to do. Just calls,
Definitely not deciding whether to fold, just to call or raise.
King of Hearts on the end. 2,200 in this pot.
Well, yes, but there's no wild horses.
And say if Bex did have like ace queen with the ace of diamonds, this is a terrible run out for Moneymaker. And I imagine he'll check this over to Bex a lot of the time and call a lot of his bets. But he's going to go ahead and bet again here.
So German Moneymaker trying to get paid by all of his two pair opponents, maybe even sets.
And he chooses a good sizing here to where if Bex raises, it's pretty easy to get away from.
For sure, Bex with the ace-high flush. Technically, he loses to a straight flush, but if that's the case, then it's like GG's. I can't be scared of a straight flush here.
And I guess I take that back earlier. I guess if Moneymaker had checked it over to Bex and Bex fires like a pot-sized bet, you're just kind of forced to call a massive bet. And this kind of sets your own price here to get away from.
Yeah, Bex is going to raise it. And this obviously looks super strong to Moneymaker.
Yeah, just bet on the flop, check call, or no, call on the turn, raise river.
And Moneymaker rightly is going to fold.
Tough one there for Moneymaker, but does make the correct fold. Nice hand there for Bex, now in the black.
Bex taking down a nice one. Okay, McDonald, good point. I come back and more big slick. What do you know?
There has been a lot of big slick and ace queen here.
There has.
It's a little absurd.
And let's keep it up. I mean, the more big hands, the better. The more odds of playing a $20,000, $30,000 pot. That's the risk you take by calling with open-enders with 30 outs. You know, the 7 of diamonds hits, you have no idea where you're at with your straight because you lose to all flushes. Bond with pocket nines raises it to 150 in the hijack. Bex, fresh off a big win, ace deuce of hearts, he comes along. Not a ton of multi-way pots tonight. Kyle Z, king 5 of hearts. 8, deuce, 7, pocket nines well ahead.
Always nice to flop an overpair, pocket nines or eights.
Such a pure board for nines too. 8, deuce, 7, rainbow. But also you can't imagine your opponents have much either. So a lot of times this just goes bet, fold, fold. Bex might look him up with bottom pair. Ten of hearts on the turn now. An open-ended straight draw to go along with his pair for Bond. Bex still with just a deuce. Bond gonna milk it a bit, continue betting 600. And Bex gets out of the way.
All right, tournament dealers, just throw the Shuffleton's hand. You're on black, up next hand. 600, 1,200, 1,200.
Nice hand of bonds. Keep stacking them. Cade McDonald, $4.99 super chat. Hiya, back to ya.
Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate it. Support.
Live from the resort capital of Louisiana, Shreveport, LA. The booming metropolis.
We were trying to watch cable earlier. We were trying to get it.
Oh, you know Kate?
Yeah, it's one of my best friends from high school.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
We're trying to watch basketball, I think.
You know, it's good to hear that other people are still in really good, close contact with their high school friends. I mean, because
for sure,
I've talked to people that like a lot of their closer friends are all from just college, and like they're like, oh, I lost contact with all my high school friends.
Yeah, we grew up in a pretty small town in Louisiana, so we had pretty close relationships in high school. Yeah, Zach Binns. So clearly there's a text thread that I'm not on where these guys are all texting each other probably to roast me because Zach Binns is also a really good friend from high school that's now in the chat. Big Slick is the name of the game.
That's crazy. Welcome, everyone.
ZPB. Good to see you.
Oh, what's going on here? Oh, is this the hand?
This might be the hand. Hand 65, yeah.
We did get info that the graphics are a little messed up on this hand, so do bear with us. Are catching up. So we got some action here as Kyle Z 3-bets the Queen 10 of Hearts. Gets Bond to defend.
Queen deuce deuce, top pair with a 10 for Kyle Z.
Can't ask for much more from the flop when you decide to 3-bet a hand like Queen 10. Top pair, backdoor flush draw. And Bond will let it go. A nice 1.1K profit there for Mr. Kyle Z.
Kyle Z, been hovering right about even the entire night. We're due for a 25K pot. Let's go. One time.
And those of y'all that are new to the chat, those super chats do support the commentators and live stream staff. Our action tracker Tyler Mahini in the booth, and our producer Cooper Wise. And yeah, all that money does get split among us, and it's very much supported or appreciated.
We roll deep here in the production booth of TCH Live. Unfortunately, YouTube takes their massive portion on the front end.
It's like more than taxes, right? It's
Yeah.
like 40%. Right?
JD opening to 150, Jack 9 of spades. Bond and Jim V call behind. Kyle Z with ace king probably has a different plan in the big blind. Got to thin the field a bit. And he's going to bump it. Looks like 900.
Big slick again for Kyle Z.
That's right.
He's like, oh, can one of these times just be, aces or kings, so I don't have to hit the flop.
Back over to Bond, who severely underripped his hand too. Ace jack of clubs. He's in position on Kyle Z. He's going to come along. Jim V on the button. Might get gambly, but he does not. Heads up. Dominating ace king over Bond's ace jack of clubs, but Bond's got 31% equity. Let's see it. Oh, what do you know?
Wow.
2 overs and nut club draw for Bond.
And that's why you defend these suited hands in position when you can. Because when you flop big like this, you can really take the pot away from someone that technically does have the lead at the moment. And I don't imagine Bond is going to let this check through, but he is going to check and get his equity through here.
3 diamonds on the turn. Kyle Z.
Realizes equity
Oh,
here on the
sorry.
turn.
Bond friggin' binks top pair.
No, it should
Oh,
be
it's
a
the
3.
graphics wrong.
Yeah.
My bad.
Kyle now in the lead, percentage-wise.
Zach Ben says, Norm Chad ain't got nothing on you. Man, I appreciate that. ZPB. Good looking out.
Bond going to continue one more street. And the 5 on the river gives both the wheel. For those of you that don't know poker lingo, the wheel is the straight ace, deuce, 3, 4, 5.
So okay, so Kyle Z is going to check over to Bond. Both players have the wheel. And a lot of times you'll see one player just rip it here, knowing that often they're going to chop, trying to just take it down and win it outright. It sucks, though, when they wake up with a 6.
Yeah, I guess the only 6s I could think. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, the only 6s that I could see Bond have here are like 5, 6 of clubs.
What did I just say? Bond open rips it.
For what, 2x pot?
And so this is such a 6 spot for Kyle Z. He's got a wheel, and he calls to chop only. And they do chop.
Wow. I mean, he didn't really take that much time to think about it. It was like, I made the big hand here. You're a very capable opponent.
And it almost is like a necessary move if you're Bond and have the action, because so often that you're going to chop that it makes sense to rip it to try to take it down, maybe.
Yeah, that's, oh, wow, what a play.
And to call there is,
I mean, that was
in poker, you don't want to be calling to chop.
Absolutely not. That was an incredible call there by Kyle.
It would suck to fold knowing that the other guy had the same hand as you, but to call and him turn over a 6, oh, so brutal.
Yeah, I think Bond rightly assessed that Kyle had the exact same spread as him, and being in position and being the pre-flop caller and not the 3-better, he does have more 6s in his range there that he could show up with there. So maximum pressure to try to get him to fold the chop. But, you know, Kyle Z's no chump.
That is for sure. Pocket kings for Bex under the gun +2.
Technically the biggest pot of our night, $26,000.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
You're right.
I
You know,
mean,
I did say we were
yeah.
due for a $25,000 pot.
Massive
It
pot,
happened. It was
yeah.
just a snoozer result.
Kings here, though, for Bex. We could see a big one now, though.
Ace for a spade. You see some of these players put this into a 3-bet bluffing range. And Jim V does do that, 3-betting it to 500 in the cutoff.
Chick yesterday, it's like they like walking in, and then it's like you make eye contact with the dog for a while, and knows it's not getting it.
But he's going to get bad news from Bex here shortly.
Just circle around the couch. Until he snaps.
1250. This is almost a min click. And a little more than a min click. 750 more to Jim V. He's in position. He might look him up thinking that implied odds are huge versus Bex. But he's got to tread carefully. He can't imagine Bex is doing this with a bluff literally ever.
Yeah, Jim looks like he really wants to make this call and see this flop. You know, it's
That's
just
some tanking tonight. These guys usually act pretty quickly. But Jim V really thinking it through.
yeah. I think he's really trying to determine, you know, if calling this is going to be worth whatever Bex has behind. And I think he's made that. Oh, whoa!
What's happening?
I think that's a 5-bet.
I think it's just a call with all blacks, right?
Oh, he just okay. Yeah, he just didn't take the chips back. It looked a lot.
There's a lot of chips,
gosh.
physical chips. Jack 8-7.
Not the flop he was looking for, unfortunately. But
King still in the
fortunately
lead.
for Bex, he still has the lead.
Jim V's got a lot more 10-9, a lot more pocket 7s and pocket 8s.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that, not the nicest flop for Kings there.
Pretty coordinated.
Quick fold here from Jim V, coming in 3, 2, 1.
And Bex takes another one down. $4,400 headed over to Mr. Bex. Zane in the lead once again, 15K, almost 16K in his stack, and Jim V at the bottom,
Looks
about
like
8,500.
our producer Dave Lagana went ahead and asked the classic Ben Miney question: where's everyone watching here from tonight?
Our shadow producer, David.
There we go. Go ahead and put it in the chat where everyone is watching from. We'd love to see the different locations around the world.
Brett Geis in the Cowboys hat. What a throwback. Oh my gosh. Juice.
Bob from North Carolina, Grant Kurtz, Indiana, Renee Holland, Forney, Texas, Phil White, Dallas, Texas, the home crowd.
D-Town Boogie.
Mostly in Europe. So it travels around.
Prison.
Oh, I've
Still
seen
waiting
make
for
that
your
joke
mom's
before.
house. You usually get a nice your mom's house. 250 in the middle, blind for everyone. Looks like we're doing a pot limit Omaha flip. Everybody gets 4 cards face down, and you see 5 cards run out, and whoever's got the best 5-card hand wins free money. New dealer, new game. Wash that deck.
Oh, Bond is pumped for this.
Let's play a huge one. Duluth, Minnesota. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tokyo, Japan. KJ's in Beijing. Cole Sawyer in D.C. Michael Tilton, Northern Cali.
Chicago.
Jesus in Arlington. Agtown, Swagtown. Jacob in Columbus.
Batting cages in Roanoke, Texas.
Okay, let's go.
Nice, nice. I love the batting
Chesapeake,
cages.
VA. Matthew Wood, Raleigh. What's happening?
Oh, anyone in Broadway?
It's making me lean left. Looks like Zane's got a flourish, 7-high flourish. $2,300 scoop with 7-3 suit of the 8-7-5-3 single suit ball. A monster.
It looks like the absolute worst hand won the flip.
Zach Ben says, Rustin at your mom's house. Nice. More likely than usual.
Thanks for everyone responding to that question. We love the engagement in chat. You know, we don't want any snoozers in there.
Ooh, Sturdy watching from Rodeo Goat. That's a good burger right there. Rodeo Goat's got an awesome burger.
I've actually never heard that.
It's pretty tasty.
I'll have to
There's
try
one
it
in
out.
Dallas, or like one in Plano and one in Rockwall.
I'd like to consider myself a burger connoisseur. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, because my dad used to own a burger / steakhouse place in Louisville, Texas.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of good burgers here in Dallas.
Yeah, those of y'all that might know it, Landmark Grill. Yeah, him and his two friends from high school actually opened it.
That's
and,
cool.
But they actually ended up selling it to the cooks, so they're no longer in the restaurant business anymore.
That restaurant game's tough.
Yeah,
Seems tough, at least.
They did it for about 15 years, so.
Wow.
It opened in 2004.
Man, I will crush a burger. Hey, Rodeo Goat's got a good burger. Got a burger place near our house in Richardson called Haystack, which is a really good burger.
We got a hand developing here as Bex raises into +1 pocket 10s. Get a call from Jim V with pocket 2s.
German moneymaker 3-betting ace-jack off in the cutoff. Again, this is a tough game. Like, you're not getting to see flops for cheap. Guys are going to be in there 3 and 4 betting you very constantly.
As they should.
Theodore McDonald, Dallas, Texas would be there every day if I wasn't married. Oh, man.
Tally Korean, thanks
Top
for the
set
sub.
for Bex.
Cam Rose, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Oh, wow. Yeah, what a flop for him.
My 4-bet chase, 5-bet, I flatted. Some jack high
Bex bets 1,200, fold.
Ryan Cummings, really cool to see opening ranges at these stakes. You see the same player fold King Jack off early and raise Queen 9 off late. Super interesting considering they're open for my hat for my 1-2 buy-ins.
Yeah, today they've been pretty disciplined in terms of the opening ranges and position. Like, guys are quickly folding stuff that would get open to the lower stakes, like ace-10 off, queen jack off, even some suited aces early. But then, then they'll open raise ace-deuce off when folded 2 on the button, which is correct. These guys are really good poker players, the majority of them.
I mean, I've done the same thing even at the lower stakes games with like those weaker ace X or king X hands, just because like.
Oh yeah, I mean correct is correct.
Well, no, just I mean, I'd say it's game dependent, right? And like a very, very active game where even if you're raising the 20-25 pre-flop, you're getting 5-7 callers. You don't want to go multi-way with king 10 or ace 10 or queen 10 off,
Especially when you're just going to get paid with your premiums.
Exactly. So.
What's tilting though is when you're not getting anything at the best game ever.
Right.
And you're just looking at a 10 deuce off every hand.
In a tighter game, it kind of almost sounds reverse, right? In a tighter game, I might be inclined to open up a little more, try to see the flop a little more, just because I know it won't go so multi-way, and I know they're not going to be so aggressive in 3-betting me a lot. Dixon Herbelly. Are y'all in Dallas or Austin? We are in Dallas, good sir.
I gotcha.
We are the TCH Dallas location, live from Dallas, Texas, of course. 25-25-50. High Stakes Tuesday. Welcome.
Pocket 7s for Rom in the cutoff, opening to 200. JD 3-bets immediately to 550 with ace-jack off. Rom's no punk. He's not folding 7s here. I'm willing to bet.
I think it's been a while. I'm feeling a big one on this one.
Let's go. Ace-jack 7.
Oh.
King, jack 4, all diamonds. Rom with the only diamond, but a very mediocre one.
Ms. Alyssa Helling in the chat. What's up? You remember Mighty Hammer? He played on the stream a few times. I think he played on our 5-5-10.
Can't picture him.
He wore like a cap. Yeah. Oh god, I know how this just sounded. It's like, yeah, he wore a baseball cap.
I need a little more detail than that, I think.
I can't really. describe him. Just a white guy.
I believe,
Yeah,
I believe you. I believe you.
But no, that's his wife. In chat,
Okay.
Yeah, and she's actually here. They're both from Montana. And it looks
So
like
jealous.
they're taking turns coming to Dallas to grind out the poker here.
Nice.
You know, they
Montana's
both-
dope.
Yeah, so they both have a business. Actually, she's a nurse. But Brian, her husband, has a little dent. I shouldn't say little, but has a dent repair company.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Mighty Hammer name in his poker alias.
I see.
But what's up? What's up, Melissa? Thanks for joining us. Ron with the best of here. Gonna go ahead and check it back to JD. So JD can check it back, take his showdown value. Flush gonna win it for Rom. Nice hand for Rom. Mike Crowley, what's the average wait time for 1-3 table on the weekends there? I waited 4 hours at a local casino this weekend.
Sheesh.
Oh,
That's what's so brutal about driving, 2-3 hours to go to a
Right.
casino. It's when you have to wait on the list, bro. Ugh.
So we don't actually run 1-3 that often. I'm sure if you ask the floor, you could get the list going. But our typical games that we run here are 1-2 and 2-5 on a very, very, very consistent basis, 24/7. I would say about an hour on it when it gets very busy, but you can expedite that wait time by downloading the Poker Atlas app on your phone, whether it's an Android or iPhone, and make an account on that Poker Atlas app, and then once you sign up for the search for TCH Dallas first with the poker room, and then sign up for the game that you want, and then we will hold your spot in line for an hour. So it's usually a good idea. If it takes about like 30-40 minutes, that's when I'll usually put my name on the list. And by the time I get here, I'm usually at the top of the list. I click arrive, and then they call me for the game.
That's the best way to do it. If you show up and immediately get on the list when you show up, you might be waiting for a while, just because this place is so popular. We have a ton of games and a ton of tables, but still there's a lot of people wanting to get in the game.
Yeah, so I guess the short answer to answer your question, if you have the Poker Atlas app, the wait time is essentially non-existent.
Yeah, your commute time, hopefully.
So I have ace king.
Melissa Helling, absolutely. Yeah, we love having all here. It's been a blast meeting all both.
Gosh, man, Montana is the dream. You ever been to Montana?
I have not.
Man, it's like paradise up there. If you like the outdoors, it's like paradise. At least in the summer and fall.
Yeah, I'm actually friends with Brian on Facebook, and I saw some of his posts. We were all his TCH friends here. We're all posting like, oh, we got ice coming, and he just posts like 12 inches of snow out. And it's like the wilderness, and it's like, oh my god.
It's really good fly fishing up there. My wife and I really like to fly fish, and there's just amazing fly fishing in Montana.
Jeff leads again, 17,000.
Yeah, and we got some user reinforcement here from PM. I always use the Poker Atlas app while I'm on the way to TCH. When I get there, I'm always at or near the top. Yeah, absolutely.
Bond raises it to 150, ace-7 of diamonds, and takes it.
Alice Acuna in the chat. What's up? How's it going?
Yeah, from then he had actually cleared K plus. At the end of the day with like 90K.
Oh my god.
He just went on stupid days.
Not a bad day.
He's sitting at that stack at like 6:30 p.m.
So we got a bunch of raggedy hands folded around here, all the way to the button. Bex has something to work with here. Ace Jack of Hearts, pretty nice looking hand here on the button. Gonna raise up to 150.
60K profit, 9 loose off.
Oh wow, and Jim V here with dominated hearts. Going 3-bet to $500 with King Queen suited. And it's some hearts come on the flop. We can see a pretty big one here, ladies and gentlemen. Strap yourselves in. One heart, 2 diamonds. Not the right suit for the action we were looking for. You know, check, check. Go hard on the turn. Could change some things here. 9 on the turn. Gives Jim a gut shot to go with his 2 live cards. King on the river. Gives Jim V the check mark here. It's going to go check, check. And Jim's going to win a nice little pot here. $575 profit. Hey, Jesus Hexagon. I have never been to a poker room. Where do you trade money for chips? Is there a counter, or do you do it at the table for 1-2? So you actually do it for both. Though when you first arrive here, we do ask you to get your first buy-in at the cage, so you can exchange your dollars for our TCH Dallas chips. Go to your table and start playing. And if you do get unfortunate runouts and have to rebuy, we do allow you to rebuy chips at the table, as we do have chips in the well from the dealer that you can purchase chips. Alec Henry, still ice on the ground there. We still have sleet on the ground from Thursday here in Central Arkansas. No, everything melted pretty much on Friday. Yeah, just the Texas sun, man. Are shufflers illegal in Texas? No, sir. They're just very, very, very expensive. We got some action here. Bond going to raise up into hijack with pocket 5s. Beck's in the cutoff going to just call these pocket 10s. I feel like a lot of time he can 3-bit his hand, especially in position. So he's going to decide to slow play it. A6-3. Bottom pair for Kyle Z. And 1 overpair to Bex, 2 over to Bond. Bond going to continue here for 250. Bex can continue at least 1 street. Oh, wow, and a 5 on the turn. The suck out from Bond. Nice to bet on an ace-high flop and turn your set. Going to play a little tricky here. Checking it over to Bex. Wow, and if you're Bond here, just loving the fact that Bex is going to just bet out here after getting checked 2.
Oh, Bond running pure.
Yeah, he bet the flop and just turns the set.
Both of these players are 12,000 effective. I mean, Beck's probably is not going to get it 2 out of line with 10s.
Yeah, Mooney was so big, and then Mooney was stuck, and so he just kept like pushing the capture out. So we were doing it like normally.
Yeah, Melissa in the chat here saying fly fishing is the best. Also, some great hikes too. Glacier National Park is amazing if you haven't been.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Excuse me, everyone. My throat still isn't fully recovered from my sinus infection a month ago.
Yikes.
That's a fun card.
He's gonna take it down. Gonna show him the 5 and show him the other one.
Friendly game.
Nice hand.
Friendly $30,000 game.
PM, I will never co-play cash on a Saturday morning again. I was #1 on the 2-5 list for 2 hours due to the $500 tournament.
Sheesh, 'cause they probably had a bunch of tables.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I got to play in that tournament. It was a
Did
massive
you really?
field. Yeah, it was. I didn't do so hot, but I mean, I got out like an 80th, but no
Net in
cash.
cash. How many were in? How many runners?
320, 330.
Okay, see, that's a nice sized tournament for the weekend. In first place was what, like 30 grand or something?
It was like 32. Yeah.
That's dope. I want a piece of that.
Yeah, understand the pain there, PM. I mean, you know, those Saturday tournaments really take up a lot of our tables, and unfortunately, we haven't been able to expand just yet. And you know, our real goal is to get the space next door, and be able to run a 20 table tournament and have enough tables to have cash games going. That's the dream, right?
Graham Shatter, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Graham. Heart face emoji.
With a lemon.
I think it's a lemon. So thanks for that.
Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. Very cute.
Very cute. Almost 300 likes in the house from the people. Thank you to everybody tuning into the stream. Hope you're enjoying yourselves.
Yeah, we got about 650 y'all in chat. What's up? What's up?
Make sure you subscribe if you're just tuning in. We're going easy on asking for subs and likes, but it is important to us. So if you're out there watching and you haven't subscribed, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. Graham says y'all are some cool peeps. Thank you. And you're pretty cool for that, Graham. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Our egos, thank you.
7 years ago.
Briggs says highly all day.
Michael drunk
You know, and right now, Kyle Z is demonstrating a spot here, and I think a lot of players in the lower stakes don't decide to 3-bet this hand. And as you see on this live stream here, a lot of players, especially when it gets folded to in later positions, say it be cutoff or button, when they decide to raise, they have a very wide raising range. So you can attack that raising range using blockers, like King Jack. Less likely they have pocket kings or ace king. Use that to your advantage. 3-bet large, and take down a nice sized pot for free, or not for free, but facing zero resistance.
And if you get called, you still have the betting lead pre. I mean, there's a lot of ways. A 3-betting pre, you give yourself the most chances to win.
Yeah, aggression wins you pots.
Now, sometimes
Calculated aggression.
Sometimes
Don't be just,
they've got king queen suited in position on you, and it comes king high, and you lose a ton. But this is why this game is so tough. This specific table tonight is so tough, is because a lot of players here are willing to do that.
So it's just like this guy just wants to just play bingo until his 40K is up. And yeah,
Alice Acuna makes a very good point here. We don't code during tournaments unless we're playing them. Yeah, absolutely.
Sean Peterson, $4.99 super chat. Let's get a true $20,000 pot.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Let's
no chop. No
freaking
chop.
go.
Yeah, thank you so much for the support again, Sean Peterson. I believe you're a little bit newer here in the chat, and we really appreciate that support.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, it's dead. That straddle's not going to be live.
America 460. If the dealer deals one of your cards up, can you choose to play that card face up? Unfortunately not, since it's a dealer error. That card will be considered the first burn card, and you'll be dealt a new card to replace that card. And,
And generally, you'll see the dealer deal all the rest of the cards out, and then deal you the next card after everyone else has been dealt their hands.
Yeah, and then that exposed card will then be used as the first burn card. Now, if you expose your card on accident yourself and not by dealer error, then that card will just be continued to play, and that's your own fault for not protecting your hand, and then all the dealers or all the players on the table have been privy to that information. Bond being very animated here.
Beck's away from the table. He must have had his espresso before the game.
The floor you're talking to could have killed somebody 20 years ago. You don't know.
Whoa, what?
Came late to the conversation. Over to Rom, king 10 off on the button. He opens this all day.
What's that? Okay.
Matt, one of the floors up there murdered somebody like 20 years ago. They just got him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Interesting. Some gossip here.
oh, Windstar T.
Interesting. Kyle would know that. He just
Look,
he's always in the know.
Let me.
Hopefully YouTube doesn't flag our stream for saying muck duck.
Graham Shatter, that's when you ask Billy for your tips back. Lol, JK. Yeah, I mean, as a dealer, that's probably one of my worst nightmares is, to deal out a hand and then the card flips over, it's like the ace of spades. And you're like, oh no. And then it's even worse when you deal them the replacement card and then they like look at you like with the knowing look. No, like they know they're like their other card was an ace.
Oh.
They look at you the knowing look and they're like, here, look at the card. It's
We've all been there.
Never like to do that.
Moneymaker raises it to 200 king queen.
Yeah, absolutely, Sean. Let's see that true 20K pot.
Bond with the eights, just calls. Heads up. True flip here. 5, 6, 9. Straight draw for Bond and a pair. Moneymaker with 2 live pair outs. Sorry, 6 live pair outs.
Kids though, right? The boys on that?
I'd like to set my limit down.
I'm really curious what they're watching on the screen right now.
Yeah, I should have looked. I went outside to get a water and I forgot to look.
Yeah, 98%.
Part of me still wants to go, but the other part's like,
The big yard up there, Zane was talking about earlier, like by old skilled
Yeah.
Wait, is that the remote on the
Yeah,
table?
you look like you have
I think so.
Actually, so
Next to the old steel
Christy's sister's
Oh, is that, I thought it was a nuclear
husband
power
used to
plant.
be a professional snowboarder, and he broke his back
I'm
snowboarding.
glad to hear it's a
He
city
just
plant.
landed.
I wonder if they're watching the Olympics.
They might be.
That must be what they're watching.
A 100-year-old steel plant.
King 6 of spades for Bex in the big blind. He's going to raise it over to Holly. 8 deuce. It's just not a hand you can ever, hardly ever defend. You can defend any hand technically, but
Not profitably.
most people don't want to mess around with 8 deuce off.
JD actually the biggest loser tonight so far. Not a very common thing we see on these live streams, but
Very true. He's been known to rally final 2 hours of the stream.
Mulligan reference.
Get yeah. Get Joe Rogan in the Austin picture game.
Is he doing better, my brother?
Yep.
Did he recover?
Oh yeah. He's fine.
Graham Shatter here. Good night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your mornings and evenings. See y'all soon. Good night, my man.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us here.
Drags folded over to JD, who bumps it with, what do you know,
Oh my
pocket
gosh.
aces.
Of course.
Zane
Of course.
calls with 6-4 suited. Over to Holly. Gets out of the way. Jim V. Gets the king deuce out of the way. Now we're heads up. Aces versus 6-4 clubs. 2 a flop. Jack 8-9. Neither player really enjoys this board. And JD is going to maybe pot control a bit, checking over to Zane. You know, this board hits Zane a lot of the times. I don't see JD folding for 1 bet, but he's going to play it cautiously. Not a ton of turn cards that improve your hand. Or improve your outlook on the hand. Deuce, that's one of them. Deuce of spades.
I feel like Kyle's like showing them the mug shot of the guy that they're talking about. He's like, you ever seen this guy?
10.
Oh, wow, what a
Horrible
bad
card.
Backdoor flush gets there too.
Might see JD block bet here. And he does for a 3rd pot. Insta fold from Zane. Is that like kind of turning his aces into a bluff? With a 4-liner to a straight out there?
Seems like he's just gonna go for like a blocker bet. Maybe if you get raised, you just fold.
Yeah.
And try to get value from other hands like
2
ace
pairs.
jack.
Yeah, interesting board. And the straddle is on. Let's go. Turn it up some.
No. That's legit how they. It happened in Louisiana, so I just thought. That's how they found like the golden snake killer. Yeah. No, I think what happened was they found like the guy a long time ago, and they thought that this guy might have done it.
Grant Kurtz, anyone watching Auburn about to lose? To who? To Arkansas. Let's freaking go.
Like, oh yeah, this is who it is, and then
Woo Pig Suey. JD, King Queen under the gun +2. Opening it to 300.
300.
Technically a string bet, but the intent was to make it the standard open for a $100 straddle.
Wonder if they're putting on the round of straddles here.
That'd be awesome if they did. Hallie 3-bet ace queen. Insta fold from JD.
The time-old question in chat: where did trick time go? We don't know. We honestly do not know. Our producer Cooper has sent him messages, got no response. Yeah, we really do want him back here. It's been very entertaining to have him on the stream. A lot of the players do enjoy playing with him, of course. A lot of viewers enjoy watching him. You know, our producer Dave Lagana has said he's welcome back at any point. We gotta have some like bingo board for like the comments in chat.
Yeah.
Like if someone asks, let's see.
Take a shot
How
if
much
somebody
does
mentions strict time.
how many, or how much does it cost to play at TCH? Should be on bingo board.
Is this live?
Where's trick time? Is this live? Is
this
this
real money?
Dallas? Yeah, is this real money? What are the chip denominations? Like all the this is the common questions that we see.
It's not a real initial.
And Bix is going to take it down with the jacks, getting Bond to fold. Queen jack.
Yeah, absolutely. We do hope he's doing all right, or at least okay.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, Trick time to watch right now. We do wish you could come back and play with us. Very entertaining.
And even farther throwback, Joe S. says, any news on Bildo? No, we don't.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
I
Write
mean,
him a letter.
You know, I've seen that a lot in chat too, and that's another bingo board. You know, I'm gonna actually make this. I think I'm gonna make this bingo board, and we'll
each have two.
Yeah, and we'll do something. We'll do something special. We fill the whole bingo board or something, right? Yeah, like do some kind of giveaway.
But not tell the chat
Yeah.
what's on the bingo board.
Yeah. Bingo board incoming.
A7 for Jim V on the button. I'm not a huge fan of this hand.
Oh my gosh, what's the rake? Yeah, I know Alice is joking with that. That's exactly. No, Renee, she's trolling. She's a regular. She knows there's no rake.
Kyle Z changing gears a bit, 3-betting King 10 suited once again in a weird position.
Yeah, 100%. She was just. I think that's definitely a question we see a lot. Is like, how much is the rake? How much do these players buy in? I need to stop saying all these things so I can actually fill out the bingo board.
I think we're going to be happy with your folds.
25, 25, 50, 100, no limit hold'em. TCH Dallas. Texas Card House is the name. Live poker is the game. Hand 86.
Alice Cooney, yeah, I knew what you meant. I figured. Oh no, I think everyone's gonna start asking questions that are commonly asked now. Is this live? Yeah.
Jim V, Jack 9 off in the cutoff.
Got a little dry the past few hands.
On 3-5 of diamonds. Ace deuce of spades for JD.
Absolutely, Alice. Sure. Sorry.
Three-way action, bunch of weird hands. Queen 3, 6.
Wow, Ron flopping the best of it.
He might lead, but he does not.
See that? You don't want to mess with it.
400 from Jim.
Yeah,
Beastmaster, $4.99 super chat. We need trick time. Yes, we do. Is this poker?
mess everything up. They breathe so quickly.
400 call. JD floating a bit. Jack on the turn. Jim V hits a jack. 81% equity. Three ways.
It's like Joe Rogan special on this. So there's some ranches.
Yeah, I think Jim is quickly going to check his option here. No reason to turn his jack into bluff. A lot of showdown value to be had on the river.
There's YouTube videos of guys with night scope like snipers with the silencers just like picking them off in the field. That'd be fun. Yeah, I'd eat one. And the rest, you're helping the ranch.
Pair of jacks, we'll take it down. Very interesting hand there. The profit at $1,500 there. Just
Jack 9 with the pure bluff on the flop. Getting there on the turn and holding up through the river. Jim V stacking cheddar once again.
Jason here. I want to play so bad, but too broke to be gambling right now. Anyone else feel my pain?
Yes, most of us.
Yeah. You got adult responsibilities to take care of first. Absolutely. You should be gambling responsibly. Not out of your means. That's why bankroll management is so important. Obviously, everyone builds up their bankroll in different ways, whether it's starting at the micro stakes and building up your bankroll to play higher stakes, or setting some money from your real life job on paycheck to paycheck, and
It's just open season. You can
saving enough to play responsibly.
Yeah, only play with money you can afford to lose. You know, you're hoping not to lose it, but there's always that possibility given the nature of the game. Jim V raising it to 300, ace-9 of clubs. And a bunch of folds. You don't blame him, these hands are trash. And everyone folds.
Yeah, no, I mean, I mean, when I was first starting to play poker, you know, if I would like lose the money that I had brought to the casino or not, you know, I'd sometimes go to the ATM or not. But no, I've gotten to the point where I told myself I'm only gonna, you know, take the money out of my actual roll that I had, the money that I have with me. So like since then, I've never accessed the ATM. I'll have like, you know.
That's probably wise.
No,
That ATM is a dangerous game to play.
absolutely. I've seen.
If not just for the ridiculous fees in a casino ATM, $15. Like in Vegas, it's like a $15 fee or something ridiculous.
It's a true battle. Sleep for days.
King Queen for Jim V. He's raised a bunch of hands pre in a row.
Tomato juice, that's what it is.
Mr. I-20 Poker Turn Up Tuesday at TCH Live. That's what we should call it. What's up, Grinders? What's up back at you?
How long it took me to figure that out?
Rom calls, Queen 8 of Hearts. He's not scared.
A lot of skunk.
Ace 6-9, 1 heart.
Tile and hair.
especially like ancient medicine. It's just like, my tummy hurts. I'm gonna
400 from Jim V. Over to Rom. Rom's going to float with the Queen 8 high.
Going for that backdoor flush. It looks like here.
Ace on the turn.
I thought you guys might be like building a list for I remember that because like the people that did like the Charlie Hebdo. I think they kind of see what's happening. He's probably living high now.
Third ace on the river. Very interesting river card here.
Jim V's going to take this down if Rom checks it back. With a smidge of showdown value with Queen High, but not much. And he does check back in Jim V's.
Or the nut trip aces.
That's right. Nut trip aces.
$1,000 headed towards Jim.
Wow.
Man,
Jim's happy to win
interesting-
that one.
Yeah, really interesting hands here that Jim's winning here. Steven Tixay here. I heard TCH doesn't even rake. They just make money off their ATMs.
It's a solid business model.
Oh, man. Actually, I have a friend that actually owns an ATM.
Seems like a good business.
In a card room, actually.
Really? That's dope. Yeah, I would love to own some ATM. That's that mailbox money. Almost.
Just have to go around once a week and fill it with cash from the money
Pay
you're already
somebody to
making.
do it,
Like,
yeah.
literally pays for itself. Troy Keeney here. New graphics. Yes. Absolutely. Hope you like them.
Is this just a software upgrade in terms of the graphics, or did we just choose a new skin?
I think Tyler chose it, so you'd have to ask him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it a new skin or a new graphics? You just can choose a new look. Deuces versus Ace 9, heads up. Jack, Jack 4, deuces and jacks for Jim V. Why isn't this
PM here with a little run it up story zone. I started small on 1-2, built my bankroll up to $10,000, and now I play 2-5. And my wife doesn't bug me because it's all winnings. There you go.
Sweet. 10K for 2-5. Good luck, good luck.
Might be on the low end for the stakes here, but I'm sure he's buying in for, you know, maybe 800 to 1,000 at a time. You know, it's not too unreasonable. And obviously, if you don't play poker for a living, you don't need that big of a bankroll. because you know it's not you're not necessarily using that money to sustain yourself.
Right. You can just pull out more. Checks over to JD, who's just got ace high. He's going to check it back. King. Jim V's won a few pots in a row. These deuces, if they hold up, $3,600 pot. This is going to be a heater check, kind of like a reverse heater check. So Jim V's going to bet 2,200 with the king high river. JD's got nothing. JD sometimes can sniff these out and find a raise. And if he does, it's going to definitely get through. JD makes like 7K, but he folds. Show a deuce. So Jim V takes another one down.
Man, on a little here. 3 in a row for Jim V, catching up to Zane's chip count.
Yeah, at one point he had 8,000 behind. And now he's got close to 16. I don't know if he added on at all. But he's won several pots in a row.
Yeah, most people, yeah. We had Ben Bishop retired.
JD emptying the bag.
Yeah, and then Tudovin was hurt.
You're gonna be mad about that one.
I'm already mad about that.
$100 straddle on. Here we go.
You had the best hand.
So I've been playing a lot of chess lately on my phone.
Oh, yeah?
I downloaded the chess.com.
Those
app.
guys are good.
Yeah.
And girls.
Oh man, I'm such a bad chess player. I mean, my rating is embarrassing. I don't even want to say it out loud. On
It's all
screen.
right.
It's
I
embarrassing.
at the height of the Queen's Gambit rush there for chess, I signed up for the chess.com and played a couple matches and got absolutely destroyed. And I considered myself to like understand the game. Okay, could be forward thinking. I got absolutely demolished.
Yeah, no, it's a very tough game for sure. Completely solved because all these
Right.
bots and whatnot. But
It's fun. It's fun, especially if you're playing live with somebody. But if you're playing with these just crushers online, it's not as fun to me.
You need like an inspirational movie to get you to win it again.
any chat chess players in there?
Chess pros in the chat? Chat chess pros?
Actually, I do know. There's been a few times where this past Saturday, for the tournament, I was sitting at my table, getting ready to start the tournament, and then the guy that was actually sitting to my right, I saw him playing on his phone, chess.com. I was like, "Oh, you playing some chess?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he's actually someone that is regular for a lot of the tournaments, Jamal. And I looked at his rating, and he had like a 1,700 rating, and I was like, "Whoa!"
So he was pretty legit.
I mean, that's a pretty legit rating. Like, once you get to 1,000 on chess.com, it's considered like intermediate to expert level.
Wow.
Yeah, intermediate. Yeah.
Jim V had the $100 straddle on, facing an open for moneymaker, and he's got ace-9 of hearts. 10,
Oh, wow,
8,
what a
4, 2 hearts. Jim V running hot tonight.
Ooh, King of the Hearts.
King of Hearts
No
pure
sweat.
just hits the nuts.
I mean, Jim's gonna bid out here, gonna get no value from moneymaker. Moneymaker not one to just pay off with ace high in
Nah,
these
it's
spots.
not on this board either. It's just not even worth it. Jim V gonna take down another nice one. He's scaring Zane at the top of the leaderboard.
Oh wow, PM flexing here a little bit. Hey guys, I played tournament chess back in the day in high school. Won a bit of money. Trophy's a nice chess set. That was a 1650 rating. That's really good,
Nice,
actually,
good job.
for live chess.
Yeah, it's just a little different from poker in that the most skilled players are going to win. Donnie Daubanton says, I couldn't beat a blindfolded yam at chess.
Oh my god, I'm glad I didn't take a drink of water as
That
I
is
read
so
that.
funny.
Because
But same, like I'm not far behind. Thanks for subscribing, TS Investing.
yeah, excuse me, Grant. I guess 1,000's yeah, it's more intermediate than expert, obviously. So. You're proficient at the game of chess. Actually, I think once you reach 1,000 on chess.com, you're like in the top 80th, 90 percentile on that site. Oh, that's a cool little thing. The chess world champion Magnus Carlsen loves to play poker.
Oh, really? That dude is smart. Ooh, Arkansas did beat Auburn. #1 Auburn at home, 80-76 in overtime. Let's freaking go.
Woo pig. I'll shoot for Arkansas
Woo
any day.
pig. Oh yeah, your fiance went to Arkansas. Yeah.
Any day over Alabama.
Let's go.
Sorry to those well, not really.
Knocking off #1 Auburn. Take that.
If you were any chess piece, which chess piece would you be? Ooh.
That'd probably be the box that holds the chess pieces. I don't know.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
so bad at the game.
I'd want to be the rook, I think.
I haven't heard anything about
Like that, you just go like straight line everywhere.
Did he beat his woman? Amongst other things? My first guess.
He's King of Hearts for JD and Bex. Bets 400 on the 6-high board. And JD's going to call it. A lot of cards improve his hand. 3 of diamonds. Nut no pair still ahead, well ahead of Bex Ace-7.
Actually, only going for some chop outs here, or hitting his 7. Let's see if JD continues one more straight
I
here.
bet JD gets stubborn here. This board is just
Desert dry.
desert dry. What position is Bex in pre-flop?
Somehow,
Oh, in the cutoff. So yeah, he doesn't have a
I'm not saying it's right.
ton of hands that connect with this board. Maybe like 8s, 7s, 5s.
My favorite politician of all time is Marion Murray.
Yeah, 9 doesn't really change anything here. Should go check.
Check, and JD's going to scoop this with Ace-King high.
What's his name in Toronto?
No, that's my second favorite.
And honestly, I think if Bex put out another bet there on the river, JD was probably going to call. Just because Bex shouldn't be arriving on that river with a 9 and having any other value hands to bet with.
Yeah.
That make any sense. Like, if he was going to call the turn, the 9 didn't change anything for Beck's hand there.
JD
Nice hand there for
displaying
JD.
a little skill there for JD. Doesn't always have to have it. I mean, I guess technically he had it, but he didn't have much.
Yeah, we got some support for you there. Renee Holland's like, yes, yes, go Hogs. All right.
Love that. Looks like they rushed the court, too.
Oh, got an exposed card there.
What's his name in Saturday Night
Looks like with the Queen of Hearts exposed.
Harley was a politician. This is Rob Ford, basically.
He died of a heart attack or something.
He is. When you weigh 400 pounds and you're smoking a lot of crack.
It's not affording it for a long time.
They kind of capped the amount of years you got. Didn't like seeing that queen exposed.
You keep his straddle on?
We surpassed 300 likes. Can we get to 400 by 9 p.m.? I think we can. We're staying steady at about 640 viewers right now. If you're out there viewing, lurking, come on in. The water's fine. Hit the subscribe button for us. Hit the like button.
Yeah,
Get a part of the stream.
I'd like to consider both Ben and I very friendly individuals. So yeah, don't be shy. Ask us some questions. We get another queen exposed here. Fortunate for the players.
This is true.
Are you in there as villain?
Very true from TS Investing. Chess is a good game to play when you're on tilt. There's absolutely no luck in chess. My moves versus your moves. I like that. Yeah, a zero variance game. Really centers you. And I'm gonna take that advice actually, because there's instances where I'll play poker and I get kind of tilted from a hand, or maybe I should just step aside and play some chess on my phone. Knowing that decisions I made were within my own control. The cards on the board, not so much.
So that's what makes the blunders hurt so much more, though, when you realize you make a blunder.
It was entirely your fault.
This is my dumb brain's fault.
Yeah. The worst analysis to see on the after game analysis on chess.com is the missed win thing. Right? And
you could have won if you did this.
Yeah, you see like 8 of them on there. You're like, how did I miss 8 missed wins? And they're like, oh, you go through the analysis, like, oh yeah, you had a mate in 1 here, mate in 2 here. Oh, actually, you had a mate in 3 over here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's very humbling software. is the stockfish they have on.
Nick Gutierrez says TCH Midday Chess Turbo. Actually, TCH Austin North started, I'm pretty sure, with some chessboards set up down there, kind of with the idea of being a social game club all around. But I think they stick to poker.
Yeah, Nick, next time you're here, man, if you have a chessboard or something you want to bring, I'll play some chess with you, buddy.
Thanks for subscribing, Sean the Don. TS Investing asks question, do you guys run any Big O or 5-card Omaha games? We absolutely do. We've got one running right now. They call it Congress in the D-Town, the Texas area, but same thing. 5-card PLO8, Big O, whatever you want to call it.
They always make the first round of the playoffs and then just lose. Like every year.
Steven says, chess is even more tilting for that exact reason.
Yeah. It's just like, only person I can blame is myself. No deck to blame.
Yeah. How brutal was it for me? My 2 teams were the Bengals and the Cowboys. The ones that I claimed mine.
I lost this one earlier today.
With you with the ace-10?
Yeah.
That's so brutal. 92% on the flop.
Guess what hit the river? The 8 of diamonds.
Got an all-in for stacks.
Yep.
Would you get all in pre with him?
All in pre, yeah.
Oh, that's so annoying.
The 8 of hearts not clean. Jack not clean because I had the Broadway. Oh my gosh.
That's brutal.
And Rom going to take the aggressive route here. Going to profit 2K from his aggression. Just had the gutter ball.
Haven't heard much from Rom tonight. Jim V raising those VPIP stats just a little bit. Let's keep him going. We need a loose game.
Nicky, cheers. You would destroy me. No, sir. No, sir. I think you're vastly overestimating my chess skill, and probably vastly underestimating your chess skills.
Here's a controversial question. Steven Tix asked, please settle a dispute for me. Would you describe the $500 chips as pink or purple? A lot of people in the chat saying purple. I say pink.
I say pink.
I've always described them as Pepto-Bismols, or I guess if you think of purple, you can call them Barneys.
I mean, but to be fair, the industry standard for 500 chips are generally purple in a lot of casinos around the country. So I do know why. I do understand why some of the players, because they're used to playing other rooms, and the $500 are purples. But I think in our room they're pinks.
I can't name on one hand the amount of times I've had a $500 chip in my possession. I guess other than like cashing out at a blackjack table or something.
Kyle going to raise it up in the cutoff here to $250. Beck's going to defend his straddle with the ace, which he should be doing a lot of time from the late position open. Jack 10, deuce, 2 clubs. Kyle flopping the best of it here.
Thanks for subscribing, Robert Coleman. Welcome, welcome.
And he's got like a set, and he's just trying to decide his sizing.
Oh man, I feel called out from Nick because I call them yellows. The tournament chips, the 1,000 chips. I think, yeah. Because I'm used to playing at tournaments where the 1K chips are yellow.
I mean, that's an industry standard too. So Bex fires 1,600 into this 4 of Hearts river. Kyle Z was second pair, and a heart blocker has a decision. It looked like he almost folded. And he does fold. Bex takes one down. Gets the best hand to fold.
Whoa, Civ 4. Why not Civ 5, guys? I played some good Civ 5 during the pandemic with a lot of my friends. Yeah, I'd get like 8 friends from college and high school in Discord. Greg was actually a part of it too. And we'd all play an 8-person free-for-all Civilization 5 video game.
Nice.
I mean, have you heard of Civilization 5?
Is it like Age of Empires?
More like the board of like the campaign map for like Total War, where it's like it's the world map. It's less RTS, like fighting real-time strategy. It's more like city building.
Right.
And like
You play on PC?
yeah,
Cool.
great game, great game.
I would love it if TCH would get the actual Paulson poker chips. Like these are kind of the composite synthetic chips. It would be awesome if one day they upgraded to like the full clay
The clays,
Paulson
be
poker
a very
chips.
loud room.
Yeah, yes, it would be. Those stacks so much nicer. Feel so much better.
I guess there's a lot of agreement here that Civ 4 was a much better game than Civ 5. I've only ever played Civ 5, so I can't really say too much. Yeah, I'm just a sucker for strategy games, man. You know,
That's
I
great. Good for
play
your brain.
poker, you know, chess, Magic the Gathering, any kind of strategy game on.
You talked to
PC.
Miney about that?
Oh yeah. We talked about it.
I used to commentate
Yeah.
Magic tournaments.
Yeah, I used to play pretty seriously back in college. You know, trying to
Where'd you go
qualify
to
for
school?
those pro tours. Austin, UT.
Oh, sweet.
Longhorn.
Are there clubs down there to play, or just played at UT clubs? Like, was there a Magic club?
Oh,
at
lots
UT?
of stores. No, I didn't play in the club, but there was just so many Magic
Game
stores.
stores,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, shout out to Pat's Games. Those of y'all in the Austin area, y'all like Magic the Gathering, should check out Pat's Games. Really great Magic the Gathering store.
On your way to TCH Austin.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I was in Austin a couple weekends ago. We put our house on the market. We went and stayed at the Omni Barton Creek, and it was a good time. Austin's changed a lot over the past 4 or 5 years.
It changed over the 4 years I lived in Austin for my degree.
Booming. It's very different now compared to when we lived there 2016.
Yeah, no, another great Magic place I like to play at during my college years was Dragon's Lair and Emerald Tavern, you know. And those places had good board games. Like they had just a shelf of board games that you could just grab from and just grab and play. And you know, I love those places.
Those places are cool.
Because Emerald Tavern also served alcohol too, so that was like a nice little.
That's a good time. You could spend all day there.
Yeah, I wish I did a lot of time with my friends. Yeah. And Rom here waking up the birds. American Airlines, the Angels. Oh no. We could see some fireworks here, ladies and gentlemen, as Rom, Zane, and Bex are about 10K effective here.
Let's go.
Could see a big one here if any of their cards come out on the flop. There's a good spell trawl here for Rom with the pocket aces.
Let's play a massive one. 30,000.
And it comes
Ace, Jack, Queen. Let's go.
Oh no.
1,100 in this pot, and both of these guys have like
10K
11,000
effective, yeah.
effective.
Oh boy.
Oh no, Zane.
We've been waiting for this one.
And Rom's gonna waste no time betting with Zane with bottom set. Just calls.
I think Zane's just
Big
trying to
turn.
set the trap here.
Big turn card coming.
What's gonna happen here?
Three of hearts. Brick for the top set of Rom. I think you got to keep betting to get
Absolutely.
paid. 2,000 in this pot.
So many hands you can still get value from. Ace, queen, ace, jack, set of jacks, set of queens.
Trying to build a pot to hopefully get all in by the river. He's going to bet a little less than pot, 1,500.
Zane might just actually raise here, and I you know, a very, very common tell. I just very briefly there, I saw Zane take a little quick glance at his chips, and it's usually indicative of, you know, strength. But let's decide the flat here.
Please no spade. No spade, no king. 9 of clubs.
Kind of a dicey river.
I just can't imagine he's got. I mean, if
King
he had
10
King 10, it's already there. 10-8, I guess, gets there. 10-8 of spades got there.
Let's see what sizing here he goes with.
I wonder if he polarizes. There's 5,100 in this pot. He's got 9,000 behind. Might be too much if he shoves. Oh, but he does shove for 9,000. How do you not call if you're Zane? I mean, Zane's like, what shoves here? But also, I've got such a massive hand myself. Set of jacks, a $14,000 pot already. And Zane is like, oh, did you just flop the joint on me already? Or, and he just calls.
Oh, wow.
Huge pot, $23,000 pot.
Yeah, you got to pay the man.
Set over set, and this is just a cooler nation for Zane.
Jeez, and there's our over $20,000 pot. Sean Peterson, with the super chat earlier, was wanting this pot. Shout out to him. $22.9 thousand pot. Headed towards Rom with the cooler.
That is so brutal for Zane.
Oh, man,
I don't fault him for calling
absolutely
ever. I mean, how does anyone fold? No flush draws came in. The only straight out there really is King 10. You've just got such a massive hand flopping a set.
Yeah, when Rom polarizes like that, it's just like, it almost just seems like he's trying to get a hand like ace, king, ace, queen to fold, right? So when you have a set of jacks, you're just like, well, I got much better than ace, king, ace, queen. I have to call.
Right.
And unfortunately, he's on the bad end of the cooler.
Cold deck indeed.
He was running hot for most of the stream tonight, but now he's in the red.
Michael Tilton says, like that, click the like button.
Oh
Couldn't have said it better myself. Big oof all around. This is
absolutely Danny 1991. Poker is ruthless.
Just a pure $23,000 pot headed over to Rom. This is, I mean, I just cannot fathom losing a pot that size. And Zane stacking cheddar, getting right back at it.
Yeah, it was just the perfect run out for Rom to just get the max value. You know, he could almost just miss spades, right? He had the ace of spades in his hand. He could have hands like ace 10 of spades.
Wow, what a huge pot.
Unfortunate there for Zane, but very fortunate there for Rom, obviously, as he stacks his tower of pink chips.
JD, pocket eights, raising it to 300. Let's play some more pots like that. Game just got serious.
6-2, 6-2.
And we can see the chip count now. Rom with 22.9 thousand in this stack, way covering the rest of the table, and it looks like the rest of the table is starting to add on. Looking to match Rom, looking to play a big one here. We could see a 40K pot if people start trying to match him.
Yeah. You can see all these guys reaching in their bag to match the stack because they want to win a huge pot. Oh, how the turntables. $100 straddles on. And we've got an hour remaining in this 25, 25, 50, 100 stream. Bond makes it 300, 4, 5 of clubs in the hijack. I needed diamonds from Moneymaker.
Two suited connected hands going to battle here. Hijack and the big blind.
And it comes deuce, 6-3. Bond flops the absolute nuts.
Wow, and if those hearts were diamonds, we could have seen another big one. But unfortunately, and fortunately for Moneymaker's sake, he can get away from it here. Shows the nuts. Wow, yeah.
This is what you always hope to happen when you raise the small suited connector and flop the straight.
They brought a check raise at 9 high.
A week or two ago, I was at the table with 3 all-ins on a flop. Ace, king, 6. They each had aces, kings, and 6s.
It's only fun to be the winner on that hand.
Set over set over set. And yeah, PM, I actually have a story of my own with that. My only experience with that is a friend of mine was at a table in Austin, and he sent me a picture of a hand where it was set over set over set, and the bottom set rivered quads.
That hurts. Poker can be very painful.
Show a big bluff on the other stream. Tell those poor guys.
3-5 of hearts, Jim V on the button. He's going to fold it.
He just says, king of bluffs, king of bluffs. Okay.
Queen Jack for Moneymaker raises it to 300.
Show 8 high and got 9s and jacks.
Ace 9 of clubs for Rom.
Had to defend the title, right?
Yeah, exactly.
JD now getting a price for Jack 10 off.
A lot of Broadway hands here in the blinds.
Sean Peterson says $4.99 super chat, $32,000 pot in the next hour. Let's go. Now here's a flop. Top pair for Moneymaker. A gutter ball. Sorry, gutter ball for JD.
Just gutter ball. Backdoor flush there.
Backdoor flush for Rom.
Thank you for the super chat, Sean.
9 pure for Jack 10. JD turns the nuts. 96% to win. Rom turns second pair. And Moneymaker picks up his own inside straight draw.
And it's nice to be in position in spots like this when you have the nuts and getting bet into. It's just a draw heavy board. I imagine he's going to try to go for some more value here. You do have the nuts. You want to get as much money in as possible against the biggest stack. You're hoping you coolered him, like he has a set of some sort, or maybe 2 pair, or the bottom end of the straight.
What do you do if you're Moneymaker? Top pair and a draw, facing a bet and a raise. I guess you just fold.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially being out of position. Unfortunately, he does have a jack, so he does block the nuts. But you know, he's going to make the disciplined fold there. And it sounds silly, but I think he's in a spot where he has to either raise JD again or just fold. You know, like you can't just flat there and invite Rom into the pot as well.
Matt, where's the next tournament stop for you?
Vegas.
What's going on? Win?
So there's 2,500 to 1 mil. Not this weekend, but the next weekend. And then the next weekend there's a 1.5 million mystery bounty. And the next weekend there's a 10 million guarantee.
Is someone running a series?
I believe they're talking about the Win tournament series going on next month.
And then there's a couple
And
of
Mystery Bounty does sound like a lot of fun.
He's talking where what? So one person has like a huge bounty on their head or something.
I think the last time they ran a Mystery Bounty, they did it to where you got normal bounties on day 1, but if you made day 2, each bounty you got a voucher, and then you could use that voucher to draw for an envelope that could have anywhere between $1,000 or like $150,000. So it's just like, ooh, can you imagine that?
That'd be sick.
Just like you're like, oh, I didn't really do that well in the tournament. I got min cash, got 1 bounty, I'm gonna turn in this envelope and get 150 grand. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, I think that win 10 million is like a $10,000 buy-in. It's a $10 million guarantee. Just crazy. Wheel draw here for Bex. Must be nice to have the freedom to just fly back and forth from Vegas to go play tournaments.
change it in so many, finding the right spots to do it. Exactly. That's what I love so much about it. Is just I think that's why I've had a lot of success. Is I've focused like specifically like 20, 40, and 60, and like just being able to shift gears between all of those.
Had success?
Yeah, well, I don't know, a lot of 12s.
Well, I'm talking about his tournament
Occasional being
experience and or successes.
Yeah.
Tournaments are fun in doses.
Frustrated with that.
To play months of tournaments would probably be pretty soul crushing. But
I love tournaments.
I'm itching to play some tournaments right now.
It's a big one because I can't imagine what the winter tilt's going to be like when you win
I'm just
that much money.
I'm still waiting to hit my big one, man. I've run so deep on these big tournaments here at TCH, but oh whoa.
JD's got aces. Kyle Z raised the button. Jack deuce suited.
One for $1 million and
Yeah, I got like 20. I got a 22nd in the Poker Atlas tournament here, and
Nice.
then 26th in the Millie.
Yeah, so close.
So close.
And it feels like you're just never going to run that good ever again.
I mean, I had some good run good in past Saturday tournament, I just made a very poor play, and I don't know if I already mentioned to you, but for the second big tournament in a row, the person that knocked me out made the final table.
Wow.
Yeah, for the first big one, the 50K, the guy that knocked me out ended up winning the whole thing, Simon, and then the guy that knocked me out of this one ended up getting like 6th or 7th.
Man, that would be such a good feeling to get top 3 in any of those tournaments. Just have this huge payday.
For sure. Moneymaker here with the 9s in the hijack. So he ain't gonna fold his queen jack.
I just want to be one of those lucky guys.
Not gonna want to play that hand out of position, seems like.
Plays like one tournament a year, maybe.
And Bex, wow, I'm surprised he's gonna fold the suited king. No action for Moneymaker, but a free 200 there.
But really good. Hourly if you got in a tournament and binked one. Just because they take so long, you know. It hurts your
I'll make it real quick. I'll like.
Turn a 5-day tournament into a 3-day?
Yeah, we're that good. We're that good.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that's the thing is like for the big payouts, you got to do these multi-day tournaments. And it's, unless you, I mean, if you're a normal person, you got to take off work if you run deep.
No. So what they do is like when you know who the person has it. No. So when you knock someone out, one of the floor comes over, writes your name.
Yeah, I guess I can't complain. I shouldn't complain too much because I've done well enough this past year in the tournaments where I actually have to do some taxes on them. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Good
At least for
problem
the last for the million tournament, they handed us out WGGs, so I need to file that, of course. Pay your taxes.
And day 2 is
only like top 3 sure things in life.
Yeah, so everyone is firing.
Or they say death, taxes, and there's something else.
The rake.
And rake. Yeah, I guess for a poker player.
Day 1 bounties don't carry over.
No. Like you just get paid out then. Like you get $100. Like everyone has a black chip. Yeah.
How big can those mystery bounties be?
100K is the highest one. Yeah, and then they have like a couple 50.
How much is the
1,600.
Yeah, I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. I think hopefully I can run deep in the next months.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna save all my marriage tokens to try to play some of the bracelet events this summer.
Nice. Marriage tokens.
It's like you gotta spend them wisely. They're a finite resource.
It's just like the months leading up to the World Series. It's like, oh, Ben, you did all the laundry, cooked dinner, and mowed the lawn? Okay. Wow, what's changed?
Right.
Is there something you want to ask me?
No.
Wait, and the baby's already asleep too. What the heck's going on?
Wait, but you 1 week out of the year.
But Ben, I thought you had work today. Oh no, I took off work so I could do all this stuff for you.
That's right, for you with a good attitude, a smile. Deuce 3, deuce, wheel draw for Moneymaker.
But it's still there.
I think. I think both of our ladies would probably be too smart to realize there's some ulterior motive there.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Every time you get one after that, then you just go up there and just do it then.
Taking a look at the cumulative winnings here. Rom now at the top of the leaderboard, 12.2K profit.
Crushing the game.
Wow.
But well, it does because like other people are going and getting the bounty. Like they're claiming the bounty prize. So as soon as the 100K goes out, then your bounty equity drops.
Alex Bentley, when was the set hand? About 10-15 minutes ago? Not too long ago.
Yeah.
If you just rewind a little bit, I'm sure you'll just see the hand where you see Rom just stacking up $23,000. So
say you have like
not too far back.
3 bounties, you just automatically just
JD here with the tanks. Hijack.
And gamble that a few 500s are going to get taken away. Maybe like a
Bot seems like he's really good for the game. Just loved chatting with everyone here.
Yeah. Seems like he's living the dream if he's getting to go to Vegas every weekend to play these big buy-in tournaments. Queen, queen, 8, 2 clubs. Bond with ace high club draw. JD with 2 pair. Moneymaker with 2 pair.
I'm all in. In each stream, there's one 100,000 bounty, and the other ones are
I have this feeling that the man with the most money will probably win. Yeah.
You know, we could do this on the live stream. Instead of flips, everybody put up 1,000 ahead of time.
Club comes in for Bond. He hits the ace-high flush.
That wouldn't be a bad idea for the stream.
Nice that you're flush when you get called in 2 spots.
Yeah.
You're betting for it too. I mean, you got to continue.
Still not a bad idea. Stack the right
Oh. 900 for Bond.
Yeah, they may come out.
Holding up the game.
Full house draw.
Jedi Master Ted here. The only things guaranteed in this life are death taxes and the Cowboys breaking my heart. Ugh.
That is, seems to be pretty consistent over the past 3 decades.
I mean, I could have been good.
Yeah, you could have been good.
German was in the way. I blame him.
Still gonna be a fan. Hashtag born at Parkland. Literally the center of Dallas. Just,
That's right.
you can't be more Dallas born.
Are you from Dallas? Louisville?
Yeah, I was born in Louisville, the
Okay.
Louisville Medical Center. Yeah, born in Louisville, raised in Flower Mound, and then went to school in Austin, lived there for 4 years, took him horns, and then I came back here to start a life with my fiance. Bought a house in Louisville, and yeah, living the dream.
Yeah, that sounds like the dream. Kyle Z turning up flush, also the dream. Queen high. It's going to bet 550. Bex just has an under pair. But Bex also has no punk. He does not want to get bluffed off.
Where in Germany are you from? Hamburg? Hamburg? Not in there yet.
Have you been to some EPT Berlin or something?
No, I haven't played poker.
Got any Valentine's Day plans?
Ooh.
It's a
Did my wife text you?
Huh?
Did my wife text you to ask me that?
Actually, yes.
Full transparency, not yet. I need to get on that.
Hey, you and me both then. You and me both.
We've
Men are known to be very good procrastinators when it comes to this.
you know, not to make too many excuses,
boy.
but and I know I always talk about this, but this is like the majority of my life. Our 9-month-old is going through this 9-month sleep regression, which basically means he's worse at sleeping at night. So he's been waking up like every hour for the past like week. So I've just been smoked getting up and staying up in the middle of the night. So I haven't really had much capacity for forward thinking. I'm just trying to get through the day.
Hey, at bare minimum, flowers, chocolates, something,
Yeah, or even just like making it to where she doesn't have to do
you cook
baby
dinner
work
something.
or housework.
Absolutely.
Even though we share the responsibilities, she likes to contribute too, so it's always nice if I can just take all of it.
Absolutely. Julian Vigil in the chat. One of our great dailies here at TCH. The 3 certainties in life are death, taxes, and Derek giving us 2 shifts a week. Good one, Julian.
What's up?
You know, he said he was going to be in the chat, but he wasn't going to chat until he thought of something clever to troll me with. And there it is. You know, I've been better with Julian. I've been better.
Doug R says, go Tigers. Mr. I-20 Poker says, yes, sir, I'm a diehard LSU fan. Go Tigers. I was born in Baton Rouge, lived there for a few years, and was raised in North Louisiana, so the Tigers have a special place in my heart, even though I went to Arkansas. Mr. I-20 Poker, I'm assuming you're a Shreveport gambler then.
Typical American.
Shreveport, I guess I-20 maybe goes to Vicksburg, so I guess that's also on I-20.
No, I haven't heard too much about poker in Shreveport, and not much poker.
I mean, it's shut down hardcore over COVID. There's 2 there's two places to play in Shreveport: Bally's, which used to be called El Dorado, and then Horseshoe. And there's actually like, I monitor it every once in a while. Oftentimes they have this like 10-20 full kill Omaha 8 game that runs, which is nice.
That sounds fun.
And then some days they have like this 20-40 hold'em game, which is nice. So I've been meaning to make it over there, but it's unrealistic. Like, I'm most likely not driving to Shreveport anytime soon.
Bond with the hand here in the +1. Ace, or no, sorry, queens. I don't know why I said ace queen. Pocket queens for Bond here, raising 300.
Fireworks go off.
Rums with the queen jack in the first blind here. No, second blind.
Bond's had a pretty good night for himself. I don't know how much he's in the game for.
I think around
nice little
10K.
stack.
10, I think about 12K, 10 or 12K.
And it's no secret that Bond is a pro. Deuce 3-4, queens still well ahead.
Thank you, Alice. Appreciate the kind words. Appreciate you showing up here every night.
Absolutely. Derek, great commentary indeed. I-20 Poker got the nickname I-20 driving as an owner-operator. Okay. Makes sense. Truck drivers make the world go round. Stafford, not Stanford.
All the typos in there. Cooper Krupp.
10 on the turn. Roms just got queen jack high and bets 500. Bond just calls with the overpair. And a king on the end.
Let's see if Rom uses a scare card here. Betting the turn here. He could have hands like king 10. No, he's going to give it up here.
What just?
How do you think it happens when I come in?
Oh, yeah, no, something's dripped from there before. Yeah, I've sat in that spot.
It's like, is it raining outside?
I don't think so.
I don't know if it's a good sign if you're getting rained on in a production booth, but that's currently what's happening.
Because I walked in the door, I'm like, yeah, we're on right now.
Yeah? At least try to call down the least.
Horseshoe Poker has had the same games for all of eternity. They've had like 1-2 and 2-5 in a 4-8 limit game for the most part. Sometimes they run that 20-40 limit, but they've had just like the same structure there since I can remember.
It's the same, like 30 people playing it for 20 years.
Yeah. It's a nice room. It's like a very like classic, Horseshoe casino vibe.
Alex Bentley here. Derek dealt me some winners on Thursday.
Let's go.
Hey, glad I could help. Unfortunately, I don't remember you, Alex.
You deal a lot of hands.
I do deal a lot of hands. I do see a lot of people. So next time I see you, man, don't be shy. Say hi. Mention that you like to stop in the in the chat for the live stream every now and then, and happy to talk to some fans of the live stream, of course. So you're gonna raise it up here. You're gonna get the Ben Kirby walk. Unfortunate. Thank you, I-20 Poker. Yeah, we do our best. I mean, we are here for 4 hours, but we try our best to stay interesting for y'all. I mean, obviously we can't talk about the hands constantly, just because there's not something going on for every hand. That's why it's great to have y'all in the chat.
Colby Crow, bring TCH to Waco.
I like my flips. They're simple, easy.
That might be too close in between Dallas and Austin. Bunions, not bunions. Oh, binions.
3K cat buy-in.
Plus 1,600 over 4 hours. Nice. That is solid 4 hours.
Dang, yeah, that's real nice.
The big blind can put in
Kobe Crow says bring TCH to Waco. That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, from a business perspective, I think that probably would cannibalize a little bit of the Austin and Dallas clientele. It's kind of close in between those two rooms. Like if you live in Waco, it's not that hard to drive to.
It's still like an hour and a half though. So
yeah. I wonder what the player base would be in Waco.
Could be an idea. I know there are some card rooms in Waco. So. PM, I've dealt to as well. Man, y'all need to say hi. I don't.
These
recognize,
dealers come across a lot of people across a shift. Got to make yourself memorable. Just cuss him out. He'll remember that.
Oh, man, don't do that. Oh, Rom here with a big hand.
He's king of spades. Big slick. And he's getting 3-bet by JD with 5-6 of clubs.
I mean, there's no way you could have foreseen it.
This is going to go 4-bet fold if Rom. Oh, never mind. Hallie's got 9s. Facing a small, a 3x 3-bet from JD.
Yeah, and when you're facing the action from the cutoff and button, I mean, you can definitely put this in your 4-bet range.
He's going to 4-bet it. And now Rom can 5-bet it. I mean, he's not folding, I don't think.
Wow, I mean, Holly's almost committing about half his stack, too.
Yeah, and Rom's just going to rip it.
All in from Rom. Let's see what Holly decides to do here. I mean, if you're going to 4-bet this hand and you have this much behind, I don't think you can fold.
I think he maybe didn't realize this raise in relation to his stack. Or maybe was not expecting to get 5-bet.
Yeah, I guess he was the initial raiser, and JD was the 3-better.
Yeah, Rom open, JD 3-bet, Holly 4-bet. Back over to Rom, open ship for 21,000.
Rom is like the only person at the table that's gangster 5-bets.
Kyle loving the action. Likes to point out that Rom is probably the only one gangster enough here to have not the nuts in that spot. Show me the pocket fours. No, he had it.
That'd be so
He
sick.
had it that time.
He turns over 1-4.
Or like a deuce.
Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, we've seen him jam like ace deuce suited before, right?
Yep.
It's not.
He's a good player.
Yeah, I think on this table, Rom and JD are the only true lag players, and for those that don't know that term, loose and aggressive. But when you have them on the table, they have a very high variance play style, but you know they know what they're doing.
But they also change gears
Yeah.
when necessary. Raise and take it. Rom winning 15,000. Jimmy still winning 3,300. JD losing the most, 6,000 at the bottom. So he's basically even.
Doug R here with an interesting idea. Moves TCH Dallas to Plano. Ooh, I don't think that'd be a great idea at all. If any of y'all that remember the OG poker rooms that used to be in the Dallas area back in 2017,
yeah.
they were actually in Plano, and you know that county is not very poker friendly. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Rom's got ace king again, back to back. Heater check. We need a heater check audio drop. Bex's 6s. Calls the 300. Jim V's got 7s. Rom's got ace king once again. And this looks super strong from Moneymaker. I mean, he hasn't played many hands tonight.
And when you have Rom's image, you've got to be putting in these 4-bets when you have these strong hands like this. As Kyle pointed out earlier, the only one gangster enough to not be nutted in these spots.
Umid, $4.99 super chat. Good stream tonight. Thank you, Umid. Good to see ya.
Is that the Umid that's played on our stream
I
before?
believe so.
Hey, what's up, man? Hope you can come back sometime and play some high-stakes games with us.
So Rom calls, which invites some under pairs to set mine.
Boy.
This could go 4 ways and be a bloated freaking pot.
Wow, if any set hits the board,
Let's go ace, queen, 7, 6 on the turn.
I don't feel good about it.
Let's go.
My stomach can't handle this.
9-9
Oh,
deuce.
okay.
So queens, pretty good flop for queens here, 9-9 deuce.
But not the worst flop for 7s and 6s either, to be
Right.
honest. This board doesn't really favor his range that well. He can still have ace, king, ace, queen in this spot here.
I think Rom can just easily get away from this 4-way action with ace, king high.
Though when Moneymaker decides to bet this amount into 3 other players, this is very, very, very strong.
2,200 to win 94. But you only have 2 overs. This is a spot where I would just lose money. I have no idea what to do here. I guess, I mean, to me it feels correct to fold, but let us know in the chat what you would do. Rom does do the smart bin K thing and fold. Always correct. Over to Bex. Second pair. Well, okay, we can see that he's got third pair.
She shakes it back. I don't know.
Dex really put it in the spot here. Doesn't know what to do with his pair.
This is a huge pot.
I mean, I think what's going through both Bex and Jim's mind is like, if there's any chance Moneymaker's doing this with like Ace King of Spades, Ace King with just the Ace of Spades, you're ahead of them, right? But with Moneymaker's exact stack size, he's probably going to jam on the turn, and I think that's what gets both of them to fold. Moneymaker with the best of it, going to take it down.
Little fist pump and triumph. Ace on the turn, 3 on the river.
Oh,
Ace
wow.
King would have hit on the turn, and
Rom's
Rom
like, wow, I should have just 5-bet it. Get it in.
Wow.
Ace King works best when you do see all 5 cards. So that's why you see a lot of these players at this level try to go all in with it and see all 5 cards, you know. You don't want to call, miss the flop.
Yeah, and her sister and her sister's husband.
And likely hit the ace or king on the turn or river.
That was the weekend that I wanted to.
You really only have that percentage is only if you see all 5 cards too. When the coin flip against queens.
Yeah. My wife's sister checked back.
Nice hand there for Moneymaker.
And thought that she lost the hand, and then she's like, I only have.
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. Well, that bet and the 3 other people was such a strong play for sure. Brian Wild here. Where should I play in Vegas? Heading there tomorrow. You should play 1, 2, 1, 3 so I can drink.
I think you'll be just fine in most card rooms there on the strip. You'll be able to find plenty of those games.
Honestly, you should come here to TCH Dallas.
That's right. Divert your trip. And if you're not in the DFW area, just fly here. It's cheaper.
Yeah. No rake. You pay an hourly for your seat. And it's BYOB, so it's going to be cheaper.
No cigarette smell. No freaking slot machines you got to walk past. No overpriced buffets. DoorDash, whatever food you want here.
You're going to get all kinds of ingredients. You're going to get all kinds of ingredients. Yeah.
Go ahead. Oscar, you want to go 14?
But yeah, those of you all that do have experience playing in Vegas, go ahead and help them out with that question.
I mean, we're obviously partial to TCH Dallas, given that.
I've never played in Vegas, so I can't help out much with that question. I've only ever played in Oklahoma and Texas.
I've played in Vegas, but I usually stick to the limit.
Oh, wow.
Variance aces for Kyle Z.
And if Rom has a big hand here, we could see a big one. Let's see what Rom decides to do here. Snap fold.
German Moneymaker coming along. Heads up between 2 crushers, 2,000 in the pot and 12K effective.
Oh,
Jack
wow.
9-6 open ender for Moneymaker, over pair for Kyle Z, and backdoor diamonds.
Yeah, I think Jason brings up a good point there. Depends on where you're staying. But he
Queen on the
says
turn.
Aria or Caesars. Sorry, go ahead.
There's a queen on the turn, so Moneymaker pairs along with his open ender. So he's not going anywhere. I'm partial to the Orleans because they've got the only consistent Omaha 8 game going there, which is like off the strip and like totally grungy, but it's a good time. There's a Subway steps away, so you don't have to pay for expensive food.
Let's see.
Big river card coming. 9 pairs the board.
Pretty safe run out there for Kyle. Actually improving his hand in case he was up against a hand like Jack 9 or Queen Jack suited. I think a fine spot to go for some more value here against those 2-pair holdings that Moneymaker could have. Let's see what sizing he goes with. And I think in the spot a 2/3 pot bet would be perfectly fine. Looks like he agrees. Going for about 2,800. Pretty close to 2/3, maybe a little bit more. And Moneymaker's just have to pay it off. His hand is just too strong. Gonna get shown the bad news. And a pretty decent sized pot there for Kyle Z, almost 10K.
Nice. Kyle Z's usually on the opposite end of these type of hands, and he makes it happen. $9,300 pot headed over to Kyle Z with a saucy tip as well.
And I think that was purely a numbers thing there for Moneymaker. He was just way too high up in his range there to fold. You don't want to be folding the top of your range to good players. It makes yourself exploitable. And Brian Wild, I live West Fort Worth, so it's a bit of a trip, but I love you guys. Wanted to play with the next gen guys at some point. Oh, do I have something for you then? Because on February 20th, we are opening the floor for anyone here that plays at TCH Dallas to play with the next gen boys. And you heard that right. You should come up here on February 20th on that Sunday at 11 a.m. and you can sign up for that next gen game right here on the board. And that game will start at 6 p.m.
It's a live stream.
And live streamed, yeah.
1-3, 800 cap?
500 cap.
500 cap,
Yeah,
okay.
so if you're
pretty accessible.
Yeah, so if you're interested in that, Brian, try to get here as soon as you can. Maybe get here a little bit earlier, and then just let the floor know that you want to sign up for that live stream game, and they'll put your name on the list. Obviously, the 3 next gen boys get priority, so that leaves another 6 seats open for anyone that wishes to do some battle against them.
Jack 8 deuce, inside straight draw for Jim V. Yeah, those next gen guys are funny. Good entertainment, good for the game. Bringing a new generation of poker players to the felt. Steadily adding subscribers to their channel. Those guys have been doing a good job.
From my understanding, Brian, the list is going to go live at around 11 a.m. So if you have the app, I would just keep your eye out for that, or maybe just try to get here around 10 a.m. or so, just to be safe. But I'll try to get some more information for you from our friends that actually run the stream or run that game. Yeah, just to reiterate, February 20th, Sunday, the stream will start at 6 p.m. for the next gen game, and as open signups for members of our TCH Dallas room should go live on the Poker Atlas board around 11 a.m. Yeah, no problem, Brian. I'm glad you asked that question because yeah, we've known about the stream for a little bit, so we really want to give an opportunity to our club members and any fans of the next gen to have an opportunity to play with them. Because the last couple games have been very weighted heavily towards their Discord group, and I know some people just either can't afford to subscribe to that or just don't know about it.
What's the structure there? Discord. It's just like people chopping it up.
Yeah,
they pay
just
monthly.
maybe, I think it's some kind of dollar amount monthly that they pay for premium.
Those guys are doing
content.
it right.
And I think they get early access to their vlogs.
This is how you make money in
scoops.
poker.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, inside scoops on where they're going to be next, and any information on their Discord games.
Those guys, even if they're losing poker players, are going to come out in the positive because they're building a business out of this. So the poker pros are the suckers. They're the ones making real cheddar.
Looks like we got a few subs here. Rob Gard, thanks for the sub. Joseph Mirren, thank you for the sub.
What does it matter? I become nihilistic watching pro sports. They're so good.
Yeah, so mark calendars if y'all are interested in playing that game. Should be a fun one, and it'll most likely be commentated by me and Ben Miney. So
nice. When is that, on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just come through and felt everybody.
Bet from JD and a call from Jim V with bottom pair. And I think if JD decides to put another barrel here, Jimmy might have to find the fold here. JD isn't the giving up kind. I don't see him just checking just yet, especially as the 3-bet or pre-flop 3-better.
D and I went 19.
Was that when she showed up? Who was that?
What?
Was that when the lady showed up? Who plays at who used to play?
And it goes check, check, actually.
Oh,
Queen on the river, and I imagine if JD was going to check the turn, he was most likely going to give up on the river unless he improved his hand.
Yeah. With a 10-year-old.
He must feel like he's in a spot where he can't get Jim off of a king. Oh, wait, hold on. Very interesting check, but that's the bet. Oh, wow. Half pot bet. No, more than that.
Jim B,
3200.
quick fold. $7,400 pot with ace high.
Interesting line there from JD. But gets it done. Nice hand there for JD.
Jay Diggles.
And Brian Wild here. I love watching Seat 2/3 play. Very good players. Yeah, those are definitely
Yes.
probably the two best players. One of the two best players in the Dallas area. And honestly, the people that play these sticks here on our live stream are probably the who's who of Dallas poker.
At least the ones that are willing to put their faces out there.
Absolutely.
Sometimes poker players can be weird about privacy. Like, yes, everyone appreciates privacy, but like some wouldn't come on the live stream because they don't want people to know they're playing for massive stakes.
Yeah, or for people to know that they have that kind of money.
Right. Because the feds are watching. Bex raises it to 300, 7-6 of diamonds. Lil Wayne said something like, the feds watching. What money? Bond with the 9-4s, got to open fold it.
Very true, Scotty. Yeah, I guess when Jim does check back that turn, he does really cap his hand there to like 10s or 9s. So no King X holdings for Jim B.
It's a big poker game. 5,100.
25, 25, 5,100.
So much dead money out there before any cards get dealt.
$200 in dead money. Essentially a 1-2 starting stack.
Crazy. Makes me feel so poor.
Yeah. There's a 1-2 starting stock out there every single hand.
One day I'm going to sell a company or something and then come here and flex on everybody. Just buying in for stacks. Rags to riches.
Have you ever watched some other streams where Bill Klein's playing the billionaire? That's like the dream, right? Where
he's like, this money literally means nothing to me.
he donates his wins and losses, which is
it's
absolutely
so baller. He
like,
just wants to play high stakes poker for the thrill of it.
He'll lose like 200 grand, right? And he donates that to a charity. But if he wins 200 grand, he also donates that.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, so he's the dream, right? Successful outside of poker, but gets to play high stakes poker with the best.
That's like the only way to be altruistic in this game, is to like give it all away.
And I mean, I've heard it's not too uncommon of a thing too for a lot of billionaires that like to play the game. They don't want to.
Right. I mean, at that point, I mean that's billion is 1,000 million, Captain Obvious, and that's basically unlimited million.
Yeah. Insane.
King 9 with the best of it. Bex. Wet board. Kind of.
And as we're heading into the last 30 minutes of our stream, for those just now joining us, unfortunately we only have 30 minutes left in our stream, but welcome. Thank you for joining us here tonight.
6 likes away from our 400 like goal.
Awesome.
Oh, we were supposed to get it by 9 p.m., but it's fine. I'm fine.
Maybe 450 by the end of the stream.
450 by 10 p.m. would really send us off right.
Yeah, still 600 of y'all in chat, and those of y'all that are just now joining us, it's Derek and Ben Kirby.
Yo,
in the
yo,
booth.
yo.
Unfortunately, you picked a bad time to join, but, you know, better late than never.
That's right.
On the tail end of our stream,
You
30
can
minutes
always
left.
watch back in the archive. All the streams since inception are on YouTube.
Yeah, dated and
Hundreds and hundreds of hours of poker that you can watch back. You can even rewind it back now if you wanted to start from the beginning. Ace-8 of hearts from Rom, raising it to 300. JD just calls Ace-4 spades on the button. Jack-10 for Bex in the third blind, and he's going to come along. Three-way action. This game's definitely, the price is going up. 8-8-4. Wow, Rom. Trip eights with an ace. JD with a 4. Wow, what a perfect flop for Ace-8. Golly.
Couldn't ask for much more there.
And I don't know if this is a check sometimes, given that you just have all of the board. But maybe he thinks these two guys aren't going to believe him anyway, so you might as well get the street of value. JD is going to call, drawing just pretty much stone dead. Drawing to runner spades or running 4-4. Deuce, not going to do it. Completely dead now.
Check mark on the turn. They're really getting there with their light goal. 410.
Let's go.
So far. Let's try to get to 450 by the end of our stream.
I like this style. Rom continuing to just bet for value. Deuce of clubs changes nothing if JD thinks he's good on the flop.
He's good on the turn, so this is kind of a tough spot for him here. I think he, man, I don't know what I would do in these spots. And
JD is going to continue to look him up. He was hoping that a spade and a wheel card or something came on the turn. Full house now for Rom.
Oh man, this is, what a run out for Rom. Much less likely that Rom could have turned a set of deuces for some reason. So that, I mean, now he has quads. So there's only one combo of deuces, one combo of eights. Pocket eights, I mean.
Oh, so Rom checks the river.
Wow.
What a check. Oh, and
JD's too smart. He's too smart to take the bait. I mean, he just had too much showdown value there.
That was a risky check on the end, but sometimes that works, and Rom makes a little more.
Yeah, I mean, when you essentially river the nuts there, and you know the only time your opponent is calling is that they also have the same boat.
Give your opponent a chance to bluff instead.
Absolutely.
Good move, Rom.
You know, I sometimes see people hating on Rom for some of the plays he makes, but I mean, I think right there is a testament to how good of a player he is.
That's dangerous. It doesn't make it comfy for you.
I know Kyle is a big fan of him, and I remember when we were just about to get these live streams kicked off back in the inception days. He was talking about, I was like, oh, I'm so excited to get these high-stakes cash games going on the live stream because it's going to be very interesting. He's like, oh, we've already had multiple 100K pots when we were playing our 10, 25, 50, like just on the tables.
Yeah.
And he's like, or not 100K, but like 50K pots. And then he'd mentioned to me this player. He was like, yeah, this guy Rom that plays a lot of high stakes in Dallas. He's something else, man. You got to watch him. And he really has been a treat to watch this past year.
250 from JD with ace high. Bex's bottom pair, backdoor hearts.
I've added more onto it. Originally, I would just get in for like 3 or 4 minutes. And then, like, if I did like a shower, I did like 5 or 6 minutes. Since it's not I mean, I've been a lot longer now. Yeah, I've been getting
TCH live profit loss graphic, please. Yeah, we'll try to get that going for you, Alice.
3 of hearts on the turn. Flush draw comes in for Bex. Isn't it kind of random when
It's based on the, like, when we ask for it, you'll see it like 15, 20 minutes later because it's based on the delay of the stream.
I see.
Yeah,
and
because
Bex
like,
is going to go runner flush and checks and flow over to JD, and JD again is not.
Oh, there we go, Alice. There
convinced.
You go. Cumulative winnings, 15.6K. Profit for Rom at the top. At the bottom, JD unfortunately losing 6.5K.
THC, isn't that
Yeah, TCH, TCH.
THC, the ganja.
Yeah, it's a
Isn't that
little
marijuana?
the devil's lettuce. Yeah. I think there was one day that Ben and I just kind of had both like a dry cough in here. And like there's someone in the chat that was like, "What's going on in the booth?"
hotboxing?
Yeah, what's going on in the booth back there?
Yeah, that's very not ideal for a commentator broadcast, as if it's two dudes coughing in HD. JD with ace jack in the hijack, V pipping high this last hour. You say the diamonds for Zane. He's going to 3-bet at 3x.
413 on our like. Oh, come on, guys. We can do it. Let's set that 450 before the end of the stream.
THC $4, $20 stream. What a ridiculous structure.
Such like zero incentive for the small blind to limp in. It's just like, well,
so I've got to call 16 in the worst position. Stacks have definitely grown.
Gosh.
Let's get another cooler setup. The last 20 minutes of this 25, 25, 50 in the Limit Hold'em stream.
Scotty Works didn't know this was live. Yes, sir, it is live. Straight from me from TCH Dallas. We are on a slight delay, about 20, 30 minutes, to preserve the integrity of the game. We don't want any cheating, especially when there's this much money at stake. But yeah, we do these streams every week, almost every day, Monday through Thursday. Monday and Friday, or Monday and Thursday typically in Austin, Tuesday, Wednesday here in Dallas, and on Saturday we're back here in Dallas for our final table of the $365 tournament. Hope you're enjoying it.
No, I haven't.
It's like so much salt in there that kills everything.
Again, Bernie, Timothy, John, MF,
Ace 5 for Kyle Z in the straddle. Defends. Jim V's open in the big blind. 10-8-4 top for Jim V.
Getting dripped on again.
Yeah.
What? It must be condensation from the
Air conditioner.
air conditioner. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I should have had some headphones.
They have some tricky spawn music that you can listen to if you want. Next time I do it, I'm going to have that. They had it on for the first like 10 minutes, and then when it's time to get out, the music comes on for you. And then the rest of the time, it was just like silent and black.
We started at the normal time. I don't know, 5:40? 5:40?
Thanks for that sub.
It's time to bomb
Trying to
box.
wait for
Yeah, appreciate that, Scotty. I really appreciate that support. Helps this channel out a bunch when we get that sub count up.
Almost 41,500 subs.
You know, it'd be something to get to that 100K and get that silver play
It'd be
button.
sweet to put a plaque back here.
It'd be very, very cool.
I would take a little credit, you know.
Absolutely.
It's part of growing to 100,000 subs. It'd be sweet.
And from my understanding with the algorithm, like there's sometimes where like, you know, you're slowly, steadily gaining. Oh wow, and a set of jacks here for Rom. Top pair for Bond.
Yikes.
You can see a big one here,
Let's
ladies and
play a
gentlemen.
huge one.
Top for Bond.
Let it come the ace on the turn. Or a queen on the turn. Queen on the turn. Guaranteed $30,000 pot.
Oh, man, Bond's such a nice guy. I don't want that to happen to him, but for the action, for the
Yeah,
stream.
we want the entertainment for the people.
I don't ever wish poorly on these individuals because, you know, I've talked to a lot of them and they're great people.
It's just more fun to watch huge pots.
Such a brick on the turn. I mean, ace, queen here, you're getting value from so many other hands here. Queen, 10, king, queen, flush draws that Rom is well within Rom's range. Yeah, these top hands are absolutely 3 streets of value hands.
Rom is an intimidating force to play against, especially when he's running good. Bond does not know what he's walking into right now. Rom just trying to figure out, how do I get the most, and this is super obvious, but how do I get the most money on each one of these streets? And he does just check call. Jack quads.
No, that's a, oh, that could really, oh no, 2 pair for
And Rom checks
Bond
quads over to Bond. And how do you check queens and jacks with an ace back?
You can't. You
Having a
have to
guy
go.
that's calling, like he could be calling with diamonds, he could be calling with 10-9 or king-10. Even though they, you know, if they have those hands, they're not calling anything on the end. You've got to imagine your ace-queen is worth betting again. And
Oh,
this guy, Rom, this is...
And the diamonds miss.
And so now 2,600 over to Rom with quads, 7,100 in the pot. And what do you do to get the max?
Let's see. He could probably make it like 10K.
How do you make it look like you're bluffing? It's a very unique spot to be in. Rivering quads, checking it, and getting to check raise on the river with the absolute nutter butters. Brown really trying to make it seem like he's contemplating making a move or something with missed diamonds, not wanting to give up money he's already invested.
Oh, wow. Because it's a 10K stack of
Bond
chips.
Can't imagine that Rom is calling with many jacks, just naked jacks here.
No, absolutely not. Not for 2 streets. Oh, I mean, he can, but it greatly reduces the combos when that.
10,800 is the bet. This is a huge bet. 8,200 more from Bond to call. I mean, this is a hard fold to make.
You're at the top of your range. The diamonds miss. The straight draws miss.
You unblock diamonds. I mean, it's just like you're trying to get into Rom's head. It's like, what jack do you have? Did you really just call me down with a set of 3s or something? You would have heard from Rom with a set of jacks, you'd think. But Rom playing it really snug, just check calling the whole way and check raising. This is like such an under, I mean, maybe Bond is also thinking about how this is such an under-bluffed spot, but if you had quads, how do you check the river? I'll shut up now. I mean, this is just a pretty interesting spot. You don't blame Bond for taking a minute here. This is serious money.
Significant money for stake here.
Doesn't want to get bluffed on stream, but also doesn't want to light 8,000 on fire.
Yeah, unfortunately, if Bond had the ace of diamonds in his hand, it would make it a much, much easier fold. But not having that ace of diamonds, you know, gives Rom that opportunity to have hands like ace 10 of diamonds that break off.
Regardless of the result, this is such a sicko play by Rom. And he calls! $26,000 pot.
Man, and that's how Rom gets paid. He has the bluffs in these spots, but when he has the nuts, you just have to pay the man. $26,000 going to Rom, $13.3 thousand.
He won the largest pot earlier, and now he's won the new largest pot tonight.
Oh my gosh.
$26,100 after a check raise on the river with quads from Rom.
And like I said, there's just too many combos of hands that just brick off on the river. You know,
it's a perfect spot for him to do that.
Jeez Louise.
And Bond had one of the best hands for Rom to get paid there, I think.
Crazy guy. Oh my gosh, you have to feel for Bond. He's been playing so well all night, but you know,
he has been playing really great all night, and Rom now up to $39,000.
He just couldn't make the right decision when it mattered, and unfortunately, he just had to make the call there against strong. Like I keep saying, against strong players, you cannot be folding the top of your range. You just got to pay them off. Oh man. I felt that one. That hurt.
Julian with a good point. Rom just bet a main event buy-in on the river. What a baller move, man.
That's so true. Oh my gosh. Everyone just feeling Bond's pain. I mean, and Bond taking like a true professional here.
Just rebuying.
Yeah.
And there's no rate. Normally the situations the rake is taking a while.
I mean,
Wow.
I have $0 invested that, and I still like
I'm just kind of speechless still.
kind of feel tilted by proximity.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, if that doesn't deserve to hit our like goal by the end of our stream, I don't know what does. Let's hit that like
Hit
goal,
that
ladies
like
and
button
gentlemen.
if you
Ladies and
enjoy
gentlemen.
check raising quads for stacks.
Yeah, why not? I like high class graduates thought here. 500 likes tonight? Absolutely. Let's go for it.
What an awesome hand.
Man, I mean,
Bond with 2 4s. Gonna call Jim V's 3-bet. And Bond not even skipping a beat. Man's back at it. He might be hurting on the inside, but he's definitely not showing it. Ace 10 9, 2 hearts. Broadway draw for Jim V.
bought in for another stack to high society. 10K effective, or 8.2K effective.
Golly. Queen on the turn. Bond, yeah, giving up. I think this board is just so connected. Facing a 3-better pre. I mean, how does this board miss Jim V?
One of those cards hits him, right?
Yeah, 6 of spades on the end.
Pair. Below the board. That's it.
This man,
Robert Bones like, yeah, I feel a little tilted too after I was going to go play tomorrow night, but I think I might stay home after that one.
this man loses over 10,000.
He was
and it's just back to playing.
He was playing so solid all night too, really.
And
you
I mean,
could
I
really
wouldn't
tell.
call that not solid,
Oh,
calling
no.
on the end there. It's just a brutal setup.
He just really wanted to be as unexploitable as possible, and yeah, I mean, not having the ace of diamonds there, you unblock hit flush combinations that Rom could have in that spot. King 10 of diamonds miss.
And Rom really kind of like risked it in a way by checking river there. And so, like, you just can't imagine a massive hand like that checks river often. So Rom played it great. I mean, golly, man.
Yeah, absolutely, Alice. What a night Rom is having. A little bit late to the show, but that doesn't matter at all. He's up about $25,000.
Aaron Murph, $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Aaron.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Hope you're liking the stream so far.
King 8 moneymaker. Trip
Flopping
Kings.
Gin.
She said it was the best birthday she ever had, so you did well. That's very good.
Good job.
Good job. Done better last year.
8 minutes remaining in this 25, 25, 50 no limit hold'em stream. Good times tonight. Thankfully, we had some big ones that salvaged some of these raise and take it hands.
Wow, I mean, they just came out of nowhere, too. And it all had to do with Rom. Maybe Rom's presence just brings action
Rom's
to
the
game.
answer.
Yeah.
Team Rom all
Thank you for
day.
saving our stream, Rom.
Yeah.
Wonder if he watches these after. I don't know. I'd like to relive that moment of river and quads and getting paid a main event seat buy-in, as
I
pointed
kind of
out.
imagine they're at least interested in how they look on stream. I can't imagine playing a live stream and just not being at least curious. Like, hey,
Oh, 100%. The first time I played on a live stream here, I rewatched the whole thing.
not because you're a narcissist.
No, I just wanted to see the hands. It was just fun. Yeah.
It is actually helpful to see all the hands.
Yeah.
Seeing if you made the correct plays.
I mean, but I did like fast forward through it. I didn't.
Sure.
We could see another big one here, ladies and gentlemen, as we cap off our night.
Ace Queen versus sixes.
Oh, I thought that was a 6.
Queen 8-5, pretty close. Top for Hallie. Ace, I've seen Ace Queen a lot tonight.
Well, because it was a red 5 too, so
Right.
it wasn't something that I was like, oh my god, I thought it was the 6 of hearts. nice hand there for Holly. I mean, he hasn't been able to get too much going, but you know, when he has these hands in these spots, he does seem to make the max.
Who, Hallie?
Yeah.
Yeah. 433, can we do it? 17 away from keeping us employed for yet another night of TCH Live. Anybody out there that has not yet hit the like button, please do so now. Do it now. Do it. Do it. Do it.
The old Shia
Do it
LaBeouf
now.
meme. Just do it.
Just do it.
Oh, Holly folding the 8 Queen 10 of spades. Interesting.
I've seen a lot of guys fold in early position, those small Broadway hands. Ron folded 2 on the button. He gets out of the way.
I never had the opportunity to have a stack wars with you.
Zane raised it to 300.
Pretty close. I never won enough bullets.
This much, that much.
King 6-4, top pair with a deuce for Bond. And Zane's going to lead. No, sorry. He's going to continue. And Bond is going to quickly call. 5 of clubs on the turn.
Yeah, it's like a lounge type show. The place looks
And Julian just has to troll him every time. He's like, dare you watch the first stream because he won 2K.
told you about it already.
8 on the end. Bond still good with top pair. 1500 in the pot. Zane can't win unless he bets. And he check gives up.
And it looks like we're about to hit our last hand of the night.
Wow.
It's been quite the stream so far.
Oh,
Wait,
so that was the last 2-card hand.
Oh,
About to
that
play a
was the last
flip.
hand. Oh.
Time flies when we're having fun.
Good stream.
Good
Wow.
stream
I
indeed.
mean, let's see if we hit that light goal.
We did, 450, just at the last minute. The 11th
Nice.
hour. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you so much for helping us reach that goal.
For sure. We're about to see a big pot here. 500 in pre, blind, 4 cards, 5 cards on the board.
And as we get these cards out, I want to just send a thank you to everyone that has super chatted, who has subbed, who has liked our video here. We really appreciate all the support. Really helps the channel out a lot. You know, help us keep us employed here at TCH Live and doing a job that we really enjoy doing.
That's right.
And yeah, appreciate it, everyone. Let's see who wins this one. I mean,
Absolutely.
Free. They're doing 500 each, it looks like.
So sick. These guys are just sickos, man. This could really salvage Bond's night if he wins this one. We'll see.
Yeah, Bond really wants this. Oh, Queen.
Queen. Jack. Spade.
2.
I don't know who.
Oh, straight for Jim V.
Jim V.
The wheel.
Rivers the wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The absolute nut low.
Oh, yeah. $4,000 in profit.
Golly, so sick.
Oh.
All right, and that's going to do it for us here at TCH Live. Derek Ng, thanks for being with me tonight, man.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
A lot of fun indeed. Thank you to everybody out there that watched for the last 4 hours and for being such loyal fans to Texas Card House and to TCH Live. Be back tomorrow night live from Austin, Texas at 6 p.m. Central Time. And for everybody...
Tomorrow's Wednesday, so we're going to be
I'm
here.
sorry. Tomorrow, Wednesdays, our 5-5-10 no limit stream. Sorry, I did
Dallas.
Wednesday last. From Dallas.
All
so
good.
much more of that good Dallas poker. But until then, thanks for watching and have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night, everyone.